12 and 13 years old. That happened at a home in New Lisbon on December 30th.
An MPS assistant basketball coach is facing a sexual assault charge.
Keelan Tyler is alleged to have picked up the child, who has special needs, before heading to a warehouse in New Berlin, where the child says the assault took place. The criminal complaint notes Tyler became upset with the way the child had cleaned a bathroom before pulling them in and locking the door. The child's mother says Tyler was their mentor between June and October of 2023. MPS has not commented on the allegations, but Tyler is still listed on the Alexander Hamilton High School website as an assistant basketball coach. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Traffic is sponsored by Holtebeck Eye Center in Brookfield. Visit holtebeck.com.
Holtebeck Eye Center in Brookfield is excited to welcome Dr. Nausheen Abbas to their team. Dr. Abbas is an ophthalmologist and cornea specialist. Learn more at holtebeck.com.
Coming up, why Milwaukee Catholics will be paying attention to this next week.
This report sponsored by the Fireside Theater, the ultimate Elvis tribute musical.
Push one for the money, two for the show, three to get ready now. Go, cat, go.
Elvis is back in the building at the Fireside Theater in Fort Atkinson, and you've never seen anything like it.
Since my baby left me, I found a new place to dwell.
Back in the building features a rotating cast of the finest award-winning Elvis tribute artists and Anne Margaret, all backed by an incredible live band and ensemble. Experience the eras of Elvis in this legendary feel-good show. From the 50s to the movies, the 60s comeback to the rockin' 70s. It's all here.
Oh, see, right up.
Every ticket to the Fireside includes a superb dinner prepared by award-winning chefs and a chance to visit their spectacular gift shops. Hurry, tickets are going fast. Call 920-563-9505 or visit firesidetheater.com. Elvis back in the building, live on stage, January 9th through February 23rd. Only at the Fireside Theater.
Hey, John Mercure here for Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning. My reverse osmosis system in my house is fantastic. The water I drink, the water we feed the dogs, the water we cook with is crisp, clean, and clear thanks to Guthrie and Fry's RO system. It's the best in the business. It's affordable, it's effective, and you'll feel a lot better. It's all about the science. They know at Guthrie and Fry that better water makes a big difference. Southeast Wisconsin's #1 choice and my choice is Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning.
Better water makes a big difference. Guthrie and Fry.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is this weekend only inside the arena at the Waukesha County Fairgrounds. Millions of inventory must be sold. Prices are slashed up to 60% off retail, so save thousands. Save big on new hot tubs, spas, and saunas. Also cold tubs. Plus, see the Michael Phelps Signature Swim Spas by Master Spas.
Hi, I'm Michael Phelps. Join the swimming revolution.
The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show this weekend only inside the arena at the Waukesha County Fairgrounds. Visit 800spasale.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:37.
Brewers offseason could get a little messy with a star player. We've got sports at 6:45.
Big to-do taking place next week in downtown Milwaukee and in the surrounding area. Get a new archbishop in Milwaukee.
Oh, the installation,
yes,
as they call it.
Installation for Jeffrey Grob will be Tuesday. Be a big celebration, big procession with hundreds of people at the Cathedral St. John, the Evangelist downtown at Cathedral Square. So big goings on there. Speaking of that, Libby Collins, she does the WTMJ Conversations, 11 o'clock on Sundays. She caught up with a very unique deacon from the Archdiocese of Milwaukee, Gary Nokasik. And he's done all kinds of different things. He's been like a circus rodeo minister. He's been a clown in something. He's done kids shows, and apparently he tried to get into space.
Eventually, I found out that I could get on the Vomit Comet, the plane that the astronauts train on.
Wait, the Vomit Comet?
Yeah, that's what officially it's called G-Force One. I showed up, and they had made a flight suit for me. It said Deacon Gary on the astronaut wings, and I had my collar on. Usually you have to take everything but your underwear off and put the flight suit on. And they said to me, leave the shirt on, because you're flying as a deacon. I wasn't going to do any prayer services, because the last thing you want to do when you go fly weightless is to scare them by saying, oh, Lord, make sure this thing doesn't crash.
Anyway.
What time you don't want to be caught praying?
So that's Deacon Gary Nokasik. He is not the one being installed next week,
no.
but it'll be the guest with Libby Collins on WTMJ Conversations at 11.
6:38 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
I'm Tony Drake from Drake & Associates. Taxes in retirement could take a bigger bite out of your savings than ever before. With a rising tax environment, many retirees are worried about running out of money. At Drake & Associates, we understand those fears, and we're here to help you feel more confident about your retirement. That's why we're offering a free retirement toolkit and a copy of my book, Get Retirement Ready, to help you take control of your financial future. Don't let rising taxes catch you off guard. Text TAX to 414-897-9522 to claim your free resources. That's TAX to 414-897-9522.
Drake & Associates is an independent investment advisory firm that offers different investment vehicles. All insurance products are backed by the issuing insurance company. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only.
By now, you've probably figured out what's most important to us at Semper Fi is our reputation. Building a great character-driven remodeling company is actually quite easy. It's just the first 20 years that are a bit challenging. Great companies are collections of great people, and we have great people. They're the ones that helped us build our reputation, but they only come after you've built something they want to be part of. We don't necessarily have to look for good people. They come to us. And that's what you want when you hire an exterior remodeling company. Someone who's going to stand behind their work, and a company that is truly proud of their people. And it's because they do great work. And when you're ready, we'll do great work for you too. This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Traffic is sponsored by the residential and commercial electrical experts at Best Electric. BestElect.com. Connect with Best Electric for panel upgrades, electrical vehicle charging installation, and residential electric service calls. Visit BestElect.com today. Debbie.
Okay. Well, we do still have this issue on the ramp from southbound 43 to westbound 94 in the Marquette. It was a car facing the wrong way, and the right lane on that ramp is closed right now because of that. So keep that in mind if you're heading through that area. Might be a little bit of a surprise. But the rest of the system's actually looking great. Full freeway speeds around the area and nothing major to slow you down. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today, some light snow showers and even light freezing drizzle moving by early on our Friday morning, up to ½ of an inch of snowfall accumulation possible. Few additional afternoon flurries, otherwise mostly cloudy with temperatures topping out around 30 degrees. It's partly cloudy tonight with lows dipping back into the upper teens. Mostly sunny for Saturday, high at 28. Snow showers possible on Sunday, mostly cloudy with highs in the low 30s. We'll hold on to the clouds on Monday, high at 21, and then mostly sunny and cold by Tuesday with a high of 14. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee at 24.
A lot quieter today in Plains, Georgia, following the final service and the laying to rest of former President Jimmy Carter, who passed away a couple of weeks ago. It was a big to-do, lots of VIPs on hand, a who's who. All former living presidents were on hand for his state funeral at the National Cathedral in Washington.
They spent 4 years in the governor's mansion and 4 years at the White House, but the other 92 years they spent at home in Plains, Georgia.
That's Jason Carter, his grandson, eulogizing him on Thursday. Great moment. I love these moments when, yes, you can talk about all the work that was done and the wonderful diplomacy and all this other stuff that a dignitary may have had. But I always love it when you hear someone just talk about their grandpa, right? And share like real human moments.
You'd walk in the house and it was like thousands of other grandparents' house all across the South. Fishing trophies on the walls. The refrigerator, of course, was papered with pictures of grandchildren and then great-grandchildren. Their main phone, of course, had a cord and was stuck to the wall in the kitchen, like a museum piece. And demonstrating their Depression-era roots, they had a little rack next to the sink where they would hang Ziploc bags to dry.
That's super important.
That's every grandparent's house, though. He's right.
All right, so I'll give you one more. This is him telling a great story about how his grandpa got a cell phone.
And demonstrating that they changed with the times, eventually he did get a cell phone, and one time he called me sort of early on in that process. And on my phone it said, Papa Mobile. So I answered it, of course. I said, hey, Papa. He said, who's this? I said, this is Jason. He said, what are you doing? I said, I'm not doing anything. You called me. He said, I didn't call you. I'm taking a picture.
Jason Carter.
No, you are not, Papa.
Eulogizing his papa, former President Jimmy Carter, at the state funeral in Washington.
If you're looking to build or remodel, then check out the 2025 Metropolitan Builders Association Home Building and Remodeling Show, presented by Nuns, January 10th through the 12th at State Fair Park. Learn about the latest home building and remodeling trends from over 150 MBA industry experts. For more information and tickets, visit mbahomeshow.com. If building and remodeling is on your to-do list in 2025, then don't miss the MBA Home Building and Remodeling Show this weekend at State Fair Park.
Vince Vitrano here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Yeah, the forecast calling for a little bit of snow. Temperatures have been really cold. That's where Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin comes in. You want to be nice and warm and snuggly in your home. Inviting doors welcome friends and families into your cozy home thanks to Pella's gorgeous, energy-efficient windows keeping the cold out. Pella can make your home as beautiful on the outside as it is comfortable on the inside. Here's the deal in the new year. 0% interest on your financing for up to 3 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Certain restrictions do apply. You've got until January 31st to score Pella's New Year's special. Call or book your appointment online by January 31st, or try this out. Stop by the Pella booth at the Milwaukee Builders Association Home Show. That's at Wisconsin State Fair Park. It starts today, runs today, tomorrow, and Sunday. And Gina Della herself, if you want to stop by and say hello, she's planning to be out there from 3 to 4:30 on Saturday. Visit PellaWI.com for more information.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Packers and Eagles, Sunday afternoon wildcard round of the NFL playoffs. I tell you, I feel so much better about our chances against the Eagles when I listen to the Eagles. Here's their head coach, Nick Sirianni.
I mean, I can't tell you enough how much I think how well coached they are and how good their players are. They got a lot of respect for this team. You know, you can tell on the film how much they talk about fundamentals. You can tell on the film how much effort they give, and that's a direct reflection of their coaching staff and their players.
You played that earlier.
It's a different bite, different day, different questions. Still the same. Okay. Fundamentals, they're well coached. Okay. I don't know what he's saying behind closed doors, but at least publicly, seems to really like the Packers. Now, Philly fan, that's a different story. Mentioned before, I've been to a couple of games at Lincoln Financial Field, including 4th and 26. The fans there absolutely live up to their reputation. Packers safety Xavier McKinney, remember, he was with the Giants for years, and they played them regularly. They're in the same division.
It's a tough environment. It's loud. Obviously, the fans are like super rowdy. No, they got a good fan base. You know, they got fans that go hard for their team, and which they should. And, it's a good environment for sure.
A good environment. They got a good fan base. I don't know. I'll let you tell it. It's nasty up in there. Weather looks nice for the game. 40 degrees and sunshine for that 3:30 kick on Sunday.
Monday Night Football, they're moving the game. Rams and Vikings, they'll play their wild card playoff game in Arizona because of the Southern California wildfires. They will not be in L.A. Notre Dame beats Penn State in the Orange Bowl 27-24. The winner going to the national championship. It was a last-second field goal that did it.
To give Notre Dame the lead in the final seconds. 41-yard attempt. Snap and hold are good. The kick is good!
That's the call on ESPN. Mitch Jeter, the kicker for Notre Dame, he's the one that kicked it in. They showed his parents reacting. His dad's got his camera up. He's busy taping it with his phone. Because no one's going to document this, honey. I
don't know where you would ever get video of that.
I got to get my phone up for this.
Lost forever if I just watched.
Arbitration time for Major League Baseball, and it looks like we could potentially have a messy situation here. We've had this before with the star player like the Corbin Burns or Josh Haders of the world getting into a fight over arbitration about how much they should get paid with the Brewers. Well, now it sounds like it's going to happen with William Contreras. So here's what we got. William Contreras is asking for $6.5 million. The Brewers are offering $5.6. So it's a $900,000 difference between the two. Are we really Gonna fight this one out like we have before. Listen to Dom Catronio. So Brewers Extra Innings host Dom Catronio was on Brewers Weekly last night when news broke on this, right here on WTMJ. Listen to his reaction.
Good luck, man. I don't know. This is why I don't like talking about arbitration, man. It's not fun. It's frustrating because you sit here like, yeah, he's worth that. And I just...
That's where he left it. Jeez,
come
Dom.
on.
He left a note for us in the
$900,000.
studio today. Pay that man his money.
Yeah, that's right. That's what he wrote in. Good news, though, is that the Brewers did avoid arbitration with 5 other players, including their likely closer, Trevor McGill, and new guy Nestor Cortez. He's the one they traded for in the Devin Williams Yankees deal.
5:30 pregame show, 6 p.m. tip tonight here on WTMJ. Bucks and Magic in Orlando, and Minnesota at Wisconsin on the college hardwood. Golden Gophers, rather. 0-4 in the Big Ten. So Bucky hoping to make it 5 wins in a row tonight. That game, 6 o'clock in Madison. Badger Sports Update, sponsored by Siding Unlimited. Siding, and a whole lot more.
The Upswing is your place for commerce and community.
What are the impacts of just the constantly escalating housing costs in this market and all other markets?
Hosted by Jeff Sherman.
This has real effects on real people's lives. People's rents go up every year. People can't find an affordable starter home. People can't downsize. We need to change something.
Weekdays from 10 to 11 on WTMJ. Presented by Horicon Bank, the natural choice for all your banking needs.
Vince Vitrano here for Annex Wealth Management. All you got to do is look at the Vitrano holiday card for this year. You got one, right? Real nice.
I did. Thank you. It's very nice.
Kids growing up fast, right? Not so gentle reminder, though, that time is marching on. Solid financial planning guides you during life's journey. Goal used to be the gold watch on retirement day, right? But we all know that life in retirement can be nearly as long as our working years. A lot of life left to live. So having a partner like Annex Wealth Management puts their team on your side. And the fact that they're a fee-only fiduciary, that means the advice is clear, it's unbiased. No commissions means their recommendations are in your best interest, not somebody else. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. They meet you where you're at. Visit AnnexWealth.com, click on the Get Started button, schedule your own appointment today with Annex Wealth Management.
James Imaging Systems. Local support, local accountability, local business technology representatives. Listen to Matheson Manufacturing President Al Leidinger.
She still checks in to see how things are going and if we need anything. So I really do appreciate that from a customer service standpoint.
Michael Quizan, IT Systems Administrator at Great Midwest Bank, discovered the benefits of working with the local team at James.
Our cost from supplies perspective went down. I mean, we're talking about thousands in a year. So we saved a lot of money by bringing James Imaging on.
James Imaging Systems client Luther Gray, Director of Ticket Operations and Group Sales with the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra, on dealing with James.
They are making sure you get the full value and life of every product that you have with them.
Local support, local accountability, local people. Get it all with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Checking in with Debbie here at 6:52.
All right, we got a few things going on. First of all, southbound 43 to westbound 94. We got a car facing the wrong way in the right lane. So if you're going to be taking that ramp, make sure you're moving over towards the left to get past that. No other delays in our area, even through Waukesha. However, western Jefferson County, 94 westbound, we've got just past Highway 89, outer lanes blocked with a crash, and a whole bunch of different accidents along the southern part of Madison. So you want to be extra careful. There is some snow going through that area, so things might be backed up a bit, mainly through the Highway 18 area and also I-90. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ forecast brought to you by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Get you through the weekend here. High of 30 degrees today. Chance of some light snow, maybe freezing drizzle mixed in there as well. Flurries this afternoon. Partly cloudy and a low down to 18 tonight. Mostly sunny on Saturday. Saturday's high 28. Looking at chance of snow showers on Sunday. Maybe some accumulation with that and a high of 33 degrees. Right now, 24 in Milwaukee.
Going to a Packers party on Sunday. Sunday afternoon Packers party. So this is the definition of damp January that I referred to earlier. It's dry January for us, or for me.
Right, except for when it's not.
But maybe, at a party like that, you might need something. Gabe Neitzel from Gabe and Chewy on ESPN 94.5 Milwaukee joins us.
Damp January.
Are we on?
There we go. Damp January. I love that. Yeah. Absolutely love
Thank
it.
you.
If you need it.
For those of us who are not strong enough to make it the entire month of January, every once in a while we're going to fall back.
And it might happen on a Sunday. I'm just saying. Hey, needed to play this for you. So your counterpart, Jen Latta, joined us on the program on Thursday, and we asked her what she thought about the game on Sunday. Okay, what's your take? All right, I'm going to play it for you. It's quick, so you got to listen closely. Here is her take of the game on Sunday.
So funny you should do that. We actually did a segment yesterday where we did game prediction of the score with noises. Like we didn't say any words, we didn't say any numbers. It was just noises that happened to come out of everybody, and I don't think any one of them would have been interpreted as a positive.
Really unanimous over there, huh?
Unanimous. It's just don't feel great about it. It's a very tough matchup, and we've been talking about it a little bit throughout the course of the week as well, because, and I didn't know this until our producer Josh DiMaggio pointed out to me earlier this morning. They were bigger underdogs going into Dallas last year. They were 7.5 point dogs in Dallas. Right now, the line is fluctuating between 4.5 and 5, just kind of bouncing between those two numbers right now, depending upon the sportsbook that you look at. And so they were bigger dogs going into Dallas last year, but you also you felt like you had a little more momentum. They were playing well. They won a few games in a row heading into the postseason versus losing the 2 games that they did to Minnesota and Chicago in the division heading in. So I think that had a lot to do with it. And if I'm being honest, I think if you feel good about the Packers in this game, it has more about what they did a year ago than what they've actually done on the field this year.
Yeah, I think that's where I come down on it. House money, kind of, just like last year with the Cowboys.
Well, and I think that's the attitude they need to have. If it's Jordan Love just going out there letting it rip, which was the phrase that Matt LaFleur had used with him last year. Because, look, I mean, both these teams are going to want to run the football. They have 2 of the best running backs in the NFL, and Saquon Barkley and Josh Jacobs, and what they did for the team. And by the way, Josh Jacobs had a top 5 running back season in the history of the Green Bay Packers. Like, that's how good he was this year. And think about the great running backs that have existed in the history of this franchise. You want to be able to do that, but off of that, you got to be able to get those downfield and big chunk plays. It's going to be tougher for the Packers without Christian Watson. You have to find a way, and that's probably playing a little bit fearless, maybe being a little reckless with the football, putting it a little at risk. And if it becomes a turnover, who cares? You bounce back and try to do something else in the next possession.
I go back and forth on what I would do as a head coach in terms of strategy for the offense, because all they're talking about in Philadelphia is the Packers' run game and how everything else is predicated on the Packers being able to effectively run the football. So they're obviously going to be queued up to stop that. Do you then, as the Packers, go in there and, you know what? We're going to come out and just start flinging it all over. You're expecting the run, so we're going to fire all over the place. Or do you impose your will on this team that knows it's coming?
I think you impose your will. I think that's something that they tried to do against Detroit when they played at Detroit.
Watch this.
Yeah, just, you think we're going to run the ball? Oh, we're going to come out throwing. And they had like 3 straight 3-and-outs. Got off to a slow start. Eventually, obviously, rallied their way back, took a lead late in that game before the Lions eventually closed it out and won. So I don't think you want to dig yourself that hole. I think you want to try to establish Josh Jacobs. I think a big thing for the Packers in this game, and it's going to be tough because Vic Fangio's defense, it does not allow a lot to the tight ends. But with what the Packers have with Tucker Kraft and Luke Musgrave, a lot of 2 tight end formations, try to get those guys involved since you don't have your main vertical threat in Christian Watson available.
If you win the toss, do you take the ball or do you defer?
I take the ball. That's what LaFleur's done all season. They've wanted the football all season. I don't think you change who you are at this point. Don't overthink that. Get off to that fast start. Put some pressure on that.
Give me at least a first down then. Okay.
That's not unreasonable. That's not unreasonable. I feel like that's very fair.
Yeah.
Very fair to ask for at least 1 first down.
Go Pack. Thanks, Gabe.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Milwaukee-based Sagewind Development plans 215 high-end apartments in Kenosha. The project is part of a larger transformation of the former Dairyland Greyhound Park. Kohl's Corporation of Menominee Falls announces the closure of 27 of its stores nationwide. None of the closures are in the company's home state of Wisconsin. The action comes less than a week before Kohl's will welcome its new CEO, Ashley Buchanan, on January 15th. Harley-Davidson Incorporated gears up for an all-country headliner lineup this summer during its annual Homecoming Festival. This year's event at Veterans Park in Milwaukee will feature musicians Chris Stapleton and Hank Williams Jr. I'm Linda Spice for MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
Winning in the NFL comes down to the basics, blocking and tackling. In retirement, the certainty of protection and income are the keys to success. And as a former NFL player myself, I have experience with both. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons. Having played on winning teams with the Steelers and Falcons, studying game films helped me mentally prepare for the challenges ahead. Now I star in a new Hollywood documentary called The Retirement Deception to help you visualize and prepare for your fourth quarter of life. You see, you don't retire on your nest egg, but rather the income it can produce. This film shows you exactly how to protect your retirement from stock market drops and produce more income than you thought possible. And it's free for you to view. Call 844-763-2837 right now for your free streaming code to watch The Retirement Deception. Don't risk your retirement savings at the goal line. You don't need to be risky to have a winning strategy. Call today to speak with an all-pro retirement specialist to get your free streaming code to watch The Retirement Deception. Call today, 844-763-2837. That's 844-763-2837. MitchLyonsWealth.com, your best game plan to protect, grow, and win retirement.
Built Right. One location saves you money.
You gotta get to Built Right today.
Breaking news as it happens. Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
7 o'clock. I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. It's Friday, January 10th. Our top story. A suspect arrested in the California wildfires.
I'm Eric Bilstead. Class is back in session at Abundant Life Christian School.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Southbound to westbound in the Marquette has been cleared up. We had that earlier vehicle that was facing the wrong way on that ramp, so everything's reopened. And around our area is looking pretty good. Where I'm seeing a mess is all the way around Madison. We've got multiple accidents and some road closures and stuff like that right around the southern part for sure of Madison. So just be extra careful if you're going to be heading out in that neck of the woods. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Chance of some light snow today, maybe some freezing drizzle mixed in as well. Flurries this afternoon and evening with a high of 30 degrees. Partly cloudy tonight, low down to 18. Right now at 24 in Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, some of the wildfires still ravaging Los Angeles, and that area may have had a sinister start. News Nation's Xavier Walton says a suspect has been arrested, accused of starting one of those fires.
It's burned about 1,000 acres this morning, and the LAPD is investigating it as a possible arson. Police confirming one suspect is in custody, they say exclusively to News Nation, confident that fire was started by a criminal.
At least 20 suspected looters led the L.A. County Sheriff's Department to put an overnight curfew into effect in Palisades and Eaton fire evacuation zones. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner's Office reporting now 10 people have died from these wildfires.
It's a story that dominated the headlines 10 years ago in southeast Wisconsin, the Slenderman stabbing case. A judge now granting conditional release for Morgan Geyser. Geyser was 12 years old when she and her friend Anissa Wire lured their other friend, another 12-year-old, into a woodland area and stabbed her more than a dozen times. The victim survived the attack. Now, defense attorney Anthony Cotton arguing that Geyser has cooperated with every step of her mental health treatment.
Went through a battery of treatment, antipsychotic medication for years, and has been willing to participate and has participated in every interview and evaluation that's taken place.
The state must now complete a conditional release plan designating where Geyser will live and her medications and future treatment.
More information now from Madison about the Abundant Life Christian School shooting that left 3 dead, including the shooter. Madison Police Chief Sean Barnes confirming that while 2 guns were found on scene, only one of them was used by 15-year-old Natalie Samantha Ruppnow. As to motive?
Determining a motive is often a complex and challenging process. There can be multiple factors at play, and it is critical that we approach this investigation with the utmost care and thoroughness. We owe it to the victims and survivors of this tragedy to get this right.
I mentioned this as well. Chief Barnes is on his way out, just comes weeks before he takes over as the police chief in Seattle. His last day is February 1st.
Also in Madison.
As we face the return to school, our students will be back in the building. It will feel different. It will look different. It is different.
That's the message from Principal Doug Butler of Abundant Life Christian School in Madison. Students back in the building today for the first time since the shooting in December that killed 3 people, including the shooter. 6 others were injured, and 2 students are still recovering at the hospital. Principal Butler reminding students that new security measures are in place and that the staff have been trained to provide trauma-informed care.
Planning for a memorial for the victim of a gruesome murder in Milwaukee.
A resolution would create a memorial for Sade Robinson at Wernimont Park in Cudahy. That's where the 19-year-old college student's severed leg was found in April before additional remains and Robinson's burnt-out car were discovered in the days and weeks to come. The price tag for the memorial is $7,000. If the Milwaukee County Board of Supervisors approves it, the Parks Department will work with the Milwaukee Parks Foundation, Robinson's family, and community leaders to design it. The accused killer, 33-year-old Maxwell Anderson, is awaiting trial in May. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Coming up, how to get to Sesame Street. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:05. This report brought to you by Mr. Holland's Heating and Air Conditioning. Visit MrHollandsHeatingandAir.com.
107,471. Is that A, the number of minutes spent listening to your kids describe their favorite YouTuber's latest video? B, the combined number of calories you consume during football season? Or C, the number of households left without power during one of the last big winter storms? While A and B may be true, the real answer is C. But this winter, that 6-digit number can be reduced by 1 with your brand new whole house Generac generator from Mr. Holland's Home Services. We hardwire your new generator directly into your home's electrical system. Lights stay glowing, Wi-Fi goes on flowing, and your furnace keeps it going. All thanks to your new whole house Generac generator from Mr. Holland's Home Services. Oh, did I mention payments for as low as $99 a month? Call 866-992-1717 or visit MrHollandsHomeservices.com. Ready to power through another winter? We can help.
At Gruber Law Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Gruber Law Offices today. Proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. They specialize in caring for those with early to late stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms, memory care issues. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. I've been in their places. I love how they deal with people. It's about compassion and empathy at Azura. Kindness is at their core. 14 locations from the Mississippi to Lake Michigan, 4 here in the Milwaukee area. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. It's about kindness and care. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend inside the arena at the Waukesha County Fairgrounds. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, cold tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only inside the arena at the Waukesha County Fairgrounds.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:07.
How a reporter's sweatshirt caused a few fun moments at 1265 Lombardi Avenue. That in sports at 7:15.
Kohl's is closing more than 24 stores this year. The company based in Menominee Falls making that announcement less than a week before Kohl's Corp welcomes in a new CEO. 27 underperforming locations will close by April, none of them in Wisconsin. It comes as Kohl's stock price has fallen about 51% over the past 12 months.
A cyber attack affecting student information in Wisconsin. NBC 26 reporter in Green Bay, Perry Opostopoulos.
In a message sent to its customers Wednesday, national software company PowerSchool says they learned about a cybersecurity incident involving unauthorized access to data in their student information system in late December. The Howard Swamico School District is one of multiple in Northeast Wisconsin which uses PowerSchool's system. In a message to families, HSSD says information downloaded may include name, demographics, address, parent or guardian name, email, and phone.
Now, Power School says no financial or social security information was compromised, would not confirm whether it paid a ransom to the attackers to prevent the data from being released.
Going to be some new famous visitors coming to this famous street.
Elmo, Big Bird, and the gang will welcome SZA, Renee Rapp, Samara Joy, and Chris Stapleton on the 55th season of Sesame Street. After all, as Elmo says, music brings people together. The season debuts January 16th on Max with new episodes every Thursday. The show first aired in 1969, and it's still searching for a new home after Warner Brothers Discovery announced last month it was ending its agreement to air new episodes on HBO and Max. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
So, contenders to air Sesame Street could include Apple TV, Netflix, or maybe Amazon. So basically, name a streaming service and maybe they'll take it.
I was always a Mr. Rogers guy. Way too much learning going on Sesame Street. I see you here. You're teaching me alphabet. 7:09 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
The holiday season may be coming to a close, but there's still plenty of time to make it a magical one. Ring in the new year with something stunning and timeless from Diamonds Direct. Start the new year with a celebration of your love, or even a celebration of yourself. Whether you're shopping for the perfect wedding bands, a beautiful pair of diamond studs that were missing from under your tree, or the engagement ring of their dreams, Diamonds Direct has just what you're wishing for. This year, make your New Year's resolution to shop smarter by shopping direct. Making a decision on where to make your next jewelry purchase has never been easier. At Diamonds Direct, you're guaranteed to get an extraordinary value, ironclad warranties, and the white glove service that we've long been known for. Let the experts at Diamonds Direct show you the difference in a concierge luxury shopping experience. Kick off the new year the way you've always wanted. Customize your experience in-store or online at diamondsdirect.com today. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
At 7:10, let's get an update on the roads. Deb, you got trouble out west, and that's just where these light snow flurries or snow showers might be happening.
Yeah, it's really weird, though, because when I look at the road conditions on the map, it doesn't say that there's anything wrong. I'm like, I beg to differ, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and a closure right around the Madison area, especially along Blue Mound Road or Blue Mound Highway 18 and I-90. So just be extra careful if you're heading out in that neck of the woods. Around us, we're actually looking pretty good. We're not seeing really any kind of issues or delays for that matter. So we did have an issue on western Jefferson County on 94 westbound. That has been cleared, but the delays are still there, pretty hefty heading into Dane County. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. For today, some light snow and freezing drizzle early on our Friday morning, up to a half of an inch of snowfall accumulation possible. Mostly cloudy, a few additional afternoon flurries, a possibility as high temperatures climb close to 30 degrees. Partly cloudy tonight, lows dip back into the upper teens. It's mostly sunny for Saturday with a high of 28. Snow showers possible on Sunday, mostly cloudy with a high of 33. We'll hold on to the clouds for Monday with highs in the low 20s, then turning cold, mostly sunny on Tuesday with a high of 14. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
24 in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Vince Petrano and Eric Bilstad.
Yes, not a lot of snow, but some of it moving into Washington, Waukesha counties right now. I have to think it might have played a role in some of the accidents Debbie was talking about in the Madison area. That is now moving into southeast Wisconsin and affecting the drive if you are eastbound into the city right now.
It's not a lot, but it's enough that it's causing a little bit of issue there, so something to be mindful of. Hey, big day today for President-elect Donald Trump. Sentencing day today in his New York Stormy Daniels hush money conviction. This is now after the U.S. Supreme Court refused to intervene. So the court on Thursday says that Trump can still appeal the criminal conviction if he wants, but the decision also says the burden imposed on Trump is relatively insubstantial since he's expected to not get any jail time or any real punishment in this. So they're saying, look, we're not going to push back or do anything with it. Trump responded Thursday night.
Well, they called for an appeal, and as you know, they acknowledged what the judge said about no penalty, and there's no penalty. but we're going to appeal anyway, just psychologically, because frankly, it's a disgrace.
Yeah, so they're going to appeal anyway. We'll see how this goes today because the judge is allowing there to be audio involved in this, so we will be able to hear it. So we could hear the judge say something to Trump, and we could hear Trump say something back to the court.
You know,
as well.
that's an interesting point because no cameras in the courtroom, and so far no audio recordings either. Everything from court has been that hallway outside the courthouse, right?
It'll be very interesting to see how that goes today. Meanwhile, dozens of fire crews in L.A. have been working through the night again to battle several major wildfires, try to make progress before the heavy winds come back to Southern California.
Santa Ana winds picking up again Friday. Gusts already at 81 miles an hour. 180,000 residents told to evacuate and more than 300,000 without power. Overnight, the Palisades fire growing. Early estimates of more than 5,000 structures destroyed. It's now the most destructive fire in California history.
At least 10 people are dead. It's thousands of homes, businesses, structures destroyed in Southern California. There is a man in custody, a possible arsonist, that was taken into custody on Thursday afternoon. We'll see what they have on that guy. Apparently, witnesses saying they spotted him Thursday afternoon trying to light fires in one of these wildfires. So we'll see what responsibility that guy has. And then there's this. Looting.
On the streets of Altadena this morning, the National Guard and a very clearly stepped up police presence, multiple checkpoints, police cars patrolling through the neighborhoods because of looting.
Yeah, they've had issues with people kind of digging through the debris there. That's CBS correspondent Chris Van Cleve there on the ground.
And oh, by the way, in the southeast, they're getting slammed with a winter storm as far south as Atlanta.
Right, and that's happening during the Cotton Bowl tonight. Boy, that sounds like deja vu.
Was that Dallas, right?
Yeah. Oh. So same situation like the Packers and the Steelers in the Super Bowl way back.
Man, that
when.
place shut down for a couple of days. You don't know how to do snow and ice down there. It is 7:15. Sports up next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Does hosting for the holidays make you realize you need a home remodel? As a family-owned and operated business for over 40 years, J&J Contractors knows the importance of family gathering. Let them customize the perfect kitchen, luxurious bathroom, or a finished lower level for all your entertaining needs. Turn your house into the home of your dreams with J&J Contractors. Schedule your free consultation today. Just Google J&J Contractors or call 414-423-9200. J&J Contractors. Welcome home.
Special Milwaukee Auto Show Advance Discount Ticket Offer has been extended to January 22nd. Turns out a lot of people want to come to the auto show. Get your auto show tickets now at a big discount. Buy a single ticket, or how about a pair of tickets for date night? Or you can buy a family 4-pack and take everybody. They can see all the latest vehicles, including cars, trucks, SUVs, luxury cars, and much more. For advanced discount tickets, go to autoshowmilwaukee.com. That's autoshowmilwaukee.com.
If better health, more energy, and detoxing your body are some of your priorities this year, get Active Liver today. You can find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS or online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com.
Get your rock solid guaranteed pre-approval to buy at ACCUNET.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Weather looks nice in Philadelphia. High of 40 degrees and sunshine on Sunday for the Packers and Eagles. Eagles have been practicing at their stadium at Lincoln Financial this week because their practice field is apparently not playable.
Yeah, the field's frozen outside.
Okay, that's Eagles head coach Nick Sirianni. No trouble in Green Bay. Packers practicing on their practice field outside this week. I want to share with you kind of a fun moment. Defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley. He was the head coach at Boston College for a number of years before coming to the Packers this season. So he's coming in for his weekly news conference with reporters. They're at Packers headquarters. They've got this media auditorium, right? And he walks up to the podium, and he sees ESPN's Jason Wilde is wearing a Boston College sweatshirt.
That is really cool. You know what? You just made my day. So thank you for that. You're a good man. I appreciate it.
All right, Wilde, well done. So the whole room starts to have a good laugh. There's a little back and forth with Hafley. He's not done.
You guys are great. It has been a fun year with you, and hopefully it will continue. But thank you, seriously. That's really cool that you did that. So go ahead. Ask about the last play of the game.
Yeah, all right. Fun's over now.
Yep. Got to ask, though.
Revealed this week, the penultimate play in the Bears game that allowed Chicago to get in position for that game-winning field goal and cost the Packers the game. There were coaching mistakes Matt LaFleur admitted to it. Halfley admitted to it. Packers not in the right scheme to defend in that situation.
There was miscommunication. It's not the call we were supposed to be in. Certainly not at that time. Obviously frustrating, disappointing. Learn from it, move on, and we're on to Philly.
On to Philly, indeed. 3:30 kick on Sunday.
Monday Night Football is switching. Rams and Vikings wildcard playoff game that was supposed to be in L.A. They're moving it to Arizona, where the Cardinals play their home games because of the wildfires there. What a game for Notre Dame and Penn State. Orange Bowl winner goes to the national championship, a back-and-forth affair. Notre Dame would have a chance to win it at the end with a field goal. Here's how it sounded on Notre Dame Radio Network.
Good snap, good hold, kick on its way, and the kick is good! Yes! Mitch Jeter, with 7 seconds left, gives the Irish a lead!
They go on to win 27-24. Irish in the national championship game. They'll play either Ohio State or Texas. Those two teams square off tonight in the Cotton Bowl. They're in Dallas, where they're getting inundated with ice right now. So
yeah, and I'm sorry, you got to cheer for Ohio State. You want the Big Ten represented in that national championship game, painful as it were.
I think whoever wins tonight wins the whole thing.
You think?
Yeah.
And Notre Dame looked okay. Bucks in Orlando tonight. We've got the Magic. That's a 6 p.m. tip, 5:30 pregame show right here on WTMJ. And the Badgers try to make it 5 wins in a row. Got the Golden Gophers of Minnesota in town. That game tips off at 6 at the Kohl Center in Madison. Badger Sports Update sponsored by Siding Unlimited. Siding and a whole lot more.
Tony Drake here from Drake & Associates. Big news. Our Retirement Ready radio show is moving to a new time slot. Catch us at noon every Saturday. At Drake & Associates, we craft tailor-made plans that not only meet your financial needs, but align seamlessly with your unique lifestyle. Tune in at noon on Saturdays and get retirement ready.
Drake & Associates, LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates, LLC does not provide legal or tax advice.
Another 5-star review for the Bugman and Queen Bee. Vince Vitrano here. They are my family's choice for pest defense in our home. Local, family, veteran-owned and operated. Terry wrote in. He said, we've been using the Bugman for the past 3 months to eliminate a mouse problem. We are very pleased with the result. Matt, that's the Bugman's brother. He works there too. And Pete, they're thorough, professional, and friendly in the office. Julie is a master of scheduling. We appreciate her flexibility. I also like when you call over there, you get Julie on the line, and first thing she says is, all right, what do you got? What are you dealing with over there? You want that kind of service. You go local, you go family-owned. The best in local pest defense. 262-633-3411. Bugman, queenbee.com.
If you're looking to build or remodel, then check out the 2025 Metropolitan Builders Association Home Building and Remodeling Show, presented by Nuns, January 10th through the 12th at State Fair Park. Learn about the latest home building and remodeling trends from over 150 MBA industry experts. For more information and tickets, visit mbahomeshow.com. If building and remodeling is on your to-do list in 2025, then don't miss the MBA Home Building and Remodeling Show this weekend at State Fair Park.
I know you have a great dog, right? But you know there's room for improvement. At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we can help. Our attention-based training system uses modern technology to help you better communicate with your dog, even in high distraction. When you schedule a free consultation with us, you will have the opportunity to see our training in action and meet for yourself our happy dogs off leash and under control. Contact Sit Means Sit today at 262-361-3641 or find us on the web at sitmeanssitwaukesha.com to schedule your free consultation so you can have a happy, confident, and obedient dog.
Checking in with Debbie here at 7:22 as we've got some snow moving into southeast Wisconsin.
Yeah, right now it's heading through Madison, and that's showing, too, on the roads. We got a bunch of accidents in the southern part of Madison, just south of the lakes there. So just be extra careful through that. Otherwise, in our area, so far, so good. We've got light volume, and we've got pretty much standard speeds across the area. No incidents either. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
So the front end of this snow that we're watching, that's just kind of tracking down 94 right now, Vince, is getting into Waukesha County. It's reaching Oconomowoc now. It's past Oconomowoc. It's reaching Pewaukee now in that region.
Up in Ozaukee County as well. Port Washington, Grafton getting in on this.
Pay attention to that. Just given the number of accidents in Madison where this thing slowly rolled through earlier.
Doesn't look like much, but apparently it was enough.
Keep an eye on that. Yeah, we have this light snow, freezing drizzle early on, maybe a half inch of accumulation at some point, a high of 30 today. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 18. Saturday, 28's your high. Sunday, snow possible again, a high of 33. Right now it's 7:23. It's 24 degrees.
It is a bigger deal than just your kids making dance videos. And I'll explain how that is in a moment. Clock is running out on TikTok. Last-ditch effort to delay the app from being banned in the U.S. is up before the U.S. Supreme Court.
Happening today.
Today, 9 o'clock this morning, the High Court will hear oral arguments in President-elect Trump's appeal to have the impending ban on the app delayed. How'd we get here?
Last year, TikTok was given an ultimatum: sell to a U.S. company or be shut down. But China has signaled it won't allow TikTok's algorithm to be sold. And TikTok's Chinese parent company is fighting the ban, calling it unconstitutional. But there's bipartisan support for this ban. Many lawmakers and experts insisting the app poses a national security risk, saying there's little to stop China from accessing Americans' data.
ABC's Andrew Dimbert there. What's any of this got to do with President-elect Trump? Trump wants the court to delay the ban from taking effect. It is supposed to be implemented January 19th, day before Trump takes office. Trump did meet with the CEO of TikTok at Mar-a-Lago late last month. He thinks he can negotiate a deal that will satisfy the company as well as U.S. security concerns. Heretofore, no one's been able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So he wants a shot at it, but he can't do it until he becomes president, and that doesn't happen until January 20th. TikTok expires on the 19th, if you will. Legal experts not optimistic the court will rule in Trump's favor on this one, but we'll see. Back to my earlier point as to who cares, right? There's a lot of dribble on TikTok.
Big life update. I got laid off yesterday.
Yeah, okay. You got complaining millennials, my job's too hard. You got dancing kids, ridiculous TikTok challenges.
There's a lot of entertaining stuff on there, though.
There is that, but we could all live without it, right?
Sure, of course.
Many of us could, but here. And as to that point, as a parent of teenagers, I would just as well this thing goes away. They spend way too much time on it. But it's not all just that. For some folks, it is literally their livelihood.
I have to assume that it will, in fact, be banned. And what will I do to pivot to make sure that I'm able to bring in enough income to sustain my lifestyle? It's
a local TikToker. He goes by JMatt on the app, founder of #MKE. He's got 180,000 followers on the app. And it's one of the ways he makes his living.
Last year was my first year fully self-employed full-time, and I did the numbers to do taxes already, and I made 46% of my income from sponsored content. A lot of those sponsorships had TikTok involved.
So that's JMatt talking with Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty on Wisconsin's Midday News. So a couple of ways you can get paid on these social media apps. Some pay out for views, right? Because they're selling the advertising, whether it's Meta or I think X does some payouts, things like that.
Yep.
Some content creators make side deals with sponsors. They mention them in their content. That's another way.
Product placement.
Yes, exactly. Some even use it as a direct marketing tool for products they make.
I know somebody who has 2 million followers in the Milwaukee area. I think they live in Franklin or something. They are a banner shop. And it's MillWeb One. They do live streams of shipping your order, and they have a fun way that they go about it. But they are a banner store at the end of the day, and they have to be able to get your order and turn it around and send it out to you within 2 days.
So that's JMatt, local social media guy, founder of #MKE, making the case.
Very curious how quickly Supreme Court rules on this. Matter of days? I mean, it pretty much has to come down.
You only got
quick.
a little over a week before the ban is set to take effect. U.S. Supreme Court to hear oral arguments in that effort to delay that from happening this morning, 9 o'clock our time. News about your money this morning, WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The markets were closed for trading on Thursday due to the National Day of Mourning. We left the Dow Jones Industrial Average at 42,635, NASDAQ at 19,479, and the S&P 500 at 5918. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Start the new year right with Norwalk Furniture on sale now at Ken Michaels Furniture. Save 35% on showroom pieces that are ready for immediate delivery, or in just 35 days, you can create a look that reflects your unique style with over 850 fabric and leather options and comfort levels, from cuddling to extra firm support. Norwalk Furniture's American roots go back over 102 years. For better quality American-made upholstery, shop the Norwalk Upholstery Sale at any Ken Michaels Furniture locations in Greenfield, Brookfield, or downtown. Better days start with a better night's sleep on a mattress from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in Milwaukee, our mattresses are custom built to your needs. We have all the comfort and firmness options to give you your best night's rest. Buying direct from our factory showrooms will save you up to 50% compared to national brands. Shop today during our New Year's sale at Ken Michaels Furniture for over 75 years of uncompromising quality, local factory direct saving, and your best night's sleep.
It's like being trapped in a cage. And I know that sounds dramatic, but your breathing triangle problem has got you trapped. And once you're freed, you're going to be able to live the life that you're missing out on. Now, this can simply mean experiencing the true pleasure of breathing freely. It will mean better sleep and more energy. And the worry of this problem any more affecting your life is going to be gone. Because in almost every case, when Advent has solved a breathing triangle problem, it's a one and done. Because we're not in the business of delivering Band-Aids. We want to fix your nasal breathing problem for good. We don't want you to be a lifelong patient. We want you to be our next success story.
Isn't it time you break free from that cage? Take the next step. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. adventknows.com.
Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
Well, we got a problem on southbound 43 now, just past Good Hope Road, right about at Daphne Road. Left lane's blocked with a crash. This is right near Nicolay, so just be careful with that. Otherwise, things starting to slow down a little bit northbound on 4394 coming up over the high-rise bridge into the Marquette. That's your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving time-saver traffic.
Got some light snow moving into southeast Wisconsin right now. Maybe a half an inch of accumulation possible. Watch for some freezing drizzle mixed in as well with a high of 30 degrees.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Those Santa Ana winds strong in parts of Los Angeles again today, but they are expected to die down later this afternoon. The wildfires out there have killed 10 people and destroyed 10,000 structures. The Supreme Court last night denying Donald Trump's last-minute appeal for a delay, meaning he will be sentenced in his hush money conviction this morning, and on January 20th will become the first American president ever sentenced for a crime.
Despite repeated attempts to delay the sentencing, overnight the president-elect called the decision fair, but vowed to appeal his conviction.
I read it, and I thought it was a fair decision, actually. So I'll do my little thing tomorrow. They can have fun with their political opponent.
Trump faced up to 4 years in jail. Now he will face no real punishment at all. The judge has said he would impose an unconditional discharge. No jail time, no fine, no probation.
ABC senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katursky, the Labor Department releasing December jobs numbers this morning. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, developing story this morning. Car crashed into a construction site at Brookfield Square Mall. This happened early this morning. Moreland Road and Brookfield Square Drive. Damage to the southeast corner of the building where it was hit by the car, which has now been removed. We Energy's on scene as well. Condition of the driver unknown.
Students back to class at Abundant Life Christian School in Madison today. Principal Doug Butler describing the changes students will experience this after a deadly shooting.
There are security changes, both seen and unseen. We have also been trained to offer trauma-informed care to our students and to recognize trauma in ourselves.
This is the school where 3 people died in a shooting in early December, including a student, a teacher, along with the student shooter. 6 others were injured. 2 students remain in the hospital.
In Waukesha,
I'm satisfied that by clear and convincing evidence that under the current set of circumstances, Ms. Geiser does not pose a significant risk of bodily harm to herself or others, or of serious property damage.
a judge granting conditional release for Morgan Geiser from a mental health facility. Geiser is now 22. She was 12 years old when she and Anissa Wire lured their 12-year-old friend to the woods and stabbed her 19 times in an effort to please the fictional character Slenderman. Leutner, the victim did survive. Geiser and Wire have both pleaded guilty to attempted intentional homicide in 2018. They were committed to state mental health supervision. Wire granted conditional release back in 2021.
A Milwaukee Public Schools employee is charged with sexually assaulting a child with special needs.
Keelan Tyler is accused of picking a boy he mentored up from school and taking him to a warehouse space he owned in New Berlin. The criminal complaint notes Tyler got upset with the boy and pulled him into the bathroom where the assault allegedly took place. New Berlin police were notified of the investigation last July when the child eventually addressed the incident with his sister. Tyler is currently out of custody after posting $5,000 cash bond. He faces up to 35 years in prison if convicted. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Manhunt is over for an accused murderer from central Wisconsin. 47-year-old Virgil Thu arrested. They say it was without incident on Thursday in the city of Elroy. Thu faces 3 counts of first-degree intentional homicide in the deaths of his girlfriend, a 33-year-old woman, and 2 girls ages 12 and 13.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:34.
Traffic is sponsored by the residential and commercial electrical experts at Best Electric, bestelect.com. Connect with Best Electric for panel upgrades, electrical vehicle charging installation, and residential electric service calls. Visit bestelect.com today.
James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. JamesImaging.com.
Great Midwest Bank has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems, a 100% locally owned and managed business technology company. The bank's IT systems administrator, Michael Quizon, comments on the value of local.
We call on them at any point, they're there. We ask them any questions that we have, they're there.
James Imaging Systems, local business technology solutions, local support, local accountability. Luther Gray, Director of Ticket Operations and Group Sales for the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra.
If an issue does arise, they're very prompt, polite, and professional. It makes me feel empowered because I find it very easy to resolve something.
James Imaging Systems client, Al Leidinger, President of Matheson Manufacturing, summarized the benefit of local.
James Imaging has been a really good partner with us from the beginning.
Go with local. Go with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
So how do you underpromise and still get the job? We believe in our hearts we're going to do great work for you. We're just really careful about making unrealistic promises. At Semper Fi, we refuse to set the bar higher than we can jump. But be assured, that's the goal, to do all we can to jump as high as possible to try to exceed your expectations. We're looking to break records. That's how you win over customers, get really great referrals, and build a great business. When you're making a decision to hire an exterior remodeling company, character, integrity, and the feeling that the people you're about to hire are truly eager to show you how good they are should stand at the top of your list. This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:36.
Brewers could be headed for a messy offseason with one of our star players. Sports at 7:45.
TSA is out with its best catches of 2024.
Now, TSA we've complained about of late because some folks have been sneaking through and getting through with stuff they shouldn't have and all that, but I guess it's good to know that the net is catching something.
Mm-hmm.
2 live snakes in a man's pants at Miami International.
So things like that, apparently.
Hang on. No, I can't.
I was going to say, hold on.
No.
Careful. Be careful. Family program. But they did find other things as well.
Agents found a gun in a stroller at Houston's Hobby Airport, 2 live snakes in a man's pants at Miami International, methamphetamine hidden in crutches at the airport in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, an e-cigarette inside a toothpaste tube at Chicago's Midway Airport, a gun in a boot stuffed inside a Lego box at Newark Liberty, and a bag of marijuana stuffed in a jar of peanut butter at Asheville Regional Airport in North Carolina. The TSA didn't say how many guns it found in 2024, but in 2023, it snagged a record 6,700 firearms.
So that's Michael Wallace from CBS News with that report.
That sounds so random, though.
Which
Where
part?
they just stick a gun in a boot in a Lego box?
Well, trying to sneak that on, right. I'm wondering, I got several other questions. Who's trying to sneak weed onto a plane? Is there a state in the union where you can't buy marijuana anymore?
Right.
Just buy it when you get there, depending on where you're going, I suppose. The snakes in the pants, though.
2 live snakes in a man's pants at Miami International.
We'll leave it there. News this morning brought to you by Steinhoffels. Visit them at Steinhoffels. I can't, right? I can't.
No, let it go. Move on.
Visit them at steinhoffels.com.
Right now at Steinhoffels, get a new Tempur-Pedic mattress and save up to $300. Discover the advanced pressure-relieving power of a Tempur-Pedic, making aches and pains a thing of the past. Upgrade your sleep with an adjustable base and save up to $500. Use Steinhoffels' 60-month financing and get a queen Tempur-Pedic mattress for just $48 per month. Don't overpay for a good night's sleep. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com.
Here's to a Wisconsin winter you will always remember. To playing outdoors in a winter wonderland. Here's to cozying up around the fire and holding someone close. And to staying downtown, where the food scene makes your heart sing. And to celebrating moments frozen in time. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Plan your winter getaway at travelwisconsin.com. Sponsored by Travel Wisconsin.
Heart disease won't stop us. Diabetes won't slow us down. Allergies, high blood pressure, shoulder pain, cancer. Nothing will keep us from pushing Wisconsin ahead. Because with the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, forward progress is what we stand for. That means always pushing and always innovating. With new technologies and breakthrough treatments that make life better, whether we're sick or well. It means providing more convenience and more ways to receive medical excellence for all your health needs, for big and small. It means being there for you, our family, caring for yours. So let's keep raising the bar. Let's keep testing the limits of what medicine can do. Let's push ahead and make life here as great as it can be. Visit Freighter.com to find out how.
At 20 minutes before 8 o'clock, seen any trouble with the snow moving in, Deb?
Not really. We do have one accident on 43 southbound, just about at Daphne. This is right near Nicolay High School. The left shoulder is blocked now. They were able to move it out of traffic. There was a crash there. Other than that, really just general delays that are starting to crop up from the heavier volume. Northbound 4394 coming up from about Lincoln all the way up to the Marquette. East and westbound 94 slowing down right through the stadium interchange. They're still working on these accidents in Madison along the southern part where Highway 18 goes through, and then on I-90 on the eastern side of Madison. So just be extra careful if you're heading out to that area. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today, some light snow showers and even light freezing drizzle moving by early on our Friday morning, up to half of an inch of snowfall accumulation possible. A few additional afternoon flurries, otherwise mostly cloudy with temperatures topping out around 30 degrees. It's partly cloudy tonight with lows dipping back into the upper teens. Mostly sunny for Saturday, high at 28. Snow showers possible on Sunday, mostly cloudy with highs in the low 30s. We'll hold on to the clouds on Monday, high at 21, and then mostly sunny and cold by Tuesday with a high of 14. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
It's 24 in Milwaukee. As for the snow, it is light as it moves into southeast Wisconsin. We're seeing Ozaukee County, Washington County, Waukesha getting in on the snow as well, approaching Milwaukee County at the moment. Got this text on the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line. It's been snowing through Menominee Falls up to West Bend where I am now. Roads are lightly covered with snow. Can confirm, right? You got that camera up where we... Holy Hill Road here?
Holy Hill right now, looking at that.
So it's not amounting to much, and at least in this camera here on 4145 near Holy Hill Road, things are moving along at regular freeway speed, as Deb seemed to indicate, but it seems to be like just enough that it could get slidey.
Well, what piqued our interest was Debbie was reporting, maybe less than an hour ago, that Madison had just a dozen wrecks in and around the metro on the interstate there, and that's right after this small, light snowfall had passed through that stretch. So kept an eye on this, wondering if it was going to cause more trouble as we got closer to the water.
For your weekend planning, you heard Brendan mention that snow showers are possible on Sunday. I had seen at one point in the ramp up to the weekend forecast possibly up to 3 inches of accumulation. I don't know if they're starting to back off on that a little bit, as Brendan has said those snow showers are possible. But if we get them, it sounds like it's going to be light in nature, just the kind of thing that hangs around through the day. You see anything more on his note?
The
there?
heaviest snowfall expected to fall well to the north on Sunday.
Okay,
Any changes to the track of the system will impact snowfall totals. Accumulations will be closer to an inch near the state line, with up to 3 inches far northwest of Milwaukee.
Okay, so it seems like there are a couple of different ways that the forecast can evolve. One is the storm that they thought was coming fizzles, and then the other is it tracks somewhere else. And it sounds like this is tracking further north than we thought maybe 24 or 48 hours ago.
Good news, I was at the ski hill Thursday afternoon.
Plenty of snow there, right?
And plenty of people. So at least the ski hills are getting their action now.
Where you guys go? Little Swiss?
Little Swiss,
yeah, out there. All right, we got by us, the old Crystal Ridge.
Oh, very
as it was
nice.
called in my day.
Yes.
Now the Rock Sports Complex. Yeah, making a lot of snow. It's cold enough overnight. And really, in terms of our temperatures, you heard Brendan mention, the only day we're above freezing. I feel like we've been below freezing for forever. It's probably been 2 weeks. Like since the new year.
It is January.
But he's got a high of 33 on Sunday. 7:44, we got sports up next.
If you're a woman looking to take control of your financial future, you are not alone. Women are leading the way in business and managing household finances, but challenges still exist. That's why Annex Wealth Management presents the Women in Wealth series every third Thursday. It'll empower you with knowledge and resources to succeed. Join us for collaborative discussions, community building, and learn about key areas of financial planning. Women in Wealth events are free every third Thursday. Sign up at annexwealth.com/events and bring a friend.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Packers and Eagles Sunday afternoon wildcard round of the NFL playoffs. I tell you, I feel a lot better about our chances against the Eagles when I listen to the Eagles.
Okay.
The players saying all the right stuff out of the locker room. Here's their head coach, Nick Sirianni, talking about his opponent.
I can't tell you enough how much I think how well coached they are and how good their players are. They got a lot of respect for this team. You can tell on the film how much they talk about fundamentals. You can tell on the film how much effort they give, and that's a direct reflection of their coaching staff and their players.
Man, they're shaking in their boots over there in Philly.
Gushing.
All right, now Philly fan, that is a different story. I've been to a couple of games at Lincoln Financial Field there, including 4th and 26. And the fans there certainly live up to their reputation. Packers safety Xavier McKinney, he knows that well. Remember, he was with the Giants for years.
Oh, yeah.
They're in the same division. So he played a lot at the Link.
It's a tough environment. It's loud. Obviously, the fans are super rowdy. They got a good fan base. They got fans that go hard for their team, and which they should. And it's a good environment for sure.
I like X. That's a good environment. It is not. It is terrible.
Don't
Those
lie.
fans are brutal. It's nasty up in there. Weather does look nice for that game. 40 degrees and sunshine for the 3:30 kick on Sunday.
The Monday Night Football wildcard playoff game, the Rams and Vikings, supposed to be played at SoFi in Los Angeles. They've moved it now officially. It's going to be in Arizona where the Cardinals play on Monday night. Meanwhile, the Cotton Bowl tonight in Texas.
The ice and snow have closed local schools, but the game must go on, with a warning from Texas Governor Greg Abbott.
We're not used to driving on ice and snow. Be careful, be cautious.
1,500 flights were canceled Thursday at DFW Airport. Another 400 have been scrapped today.
Oh, could you imagine? Ohio State fans flying down there for the game tonight?
I can't imagine. This happened to us.
Right, exact same thing.
Packers,
right.
Super Bowl
Yes.
45. So many
Yes.
fans trying to drive down to the game in Dallas that year. And there was that huge ice storm in North Texas and even hit some of the Southern Plains states.
Notre Dame would win, so the winner tonight plays Notre Dame. They beat Penn State in the Orange Bowl. Last-second field goal would win it. Mitch Jeter kicked it, and he's the kicker for Notre Dame. His dad, they showed him afterward, look at the family in the crowd. His dad's holding his phone up, taking video of the field goal. Dude, it's a Cotton Bowl. There's probably a million different views of that kick. And
I promise you'll be able to see it again.
Honey, I got to make sure I document this. Honey,
Good for them, though. That's
baseball. Yeah, very proud of the Jeter family there. Arbitration time for Major League Baseball. It looks like we could have a messy fight on our hands.
Why?
Again. Yep, here we go.
Why do we?
This is what we do. Taxes, death, and a star player fighting with the Brewers over money. William Contreras and the team appear to be headed toward a fight over how much they should pay him. Remember, we had an issue with Josh Hader, had an issue with Corbin Burns. Remember that? Burns was like, that like ended their relationship kind of. Like it was over like $700,000. So in this case, Contreras is asking for $6.5 million. The Brewers are offering more than 5.6. So you're talking about $900,000 difference for this guy, who's a pretty good player. So
Yeah.
Will this go into arbitration? Who knows? Dom Catronio, so Brewers Extra Innings host, he does Brewers Weekly every Thursday night. He was on the air when this story broke about Contreras, and you could just hear it in his voice, his frustration.
Good luck, man. I don't know. This is why I don't like talking about arbitration, man. It's not fun. It's frustrating because you said you're like, yeah, he's worth that. And I just...
That would explain the note Dom left for us in the studio that reads, "Pay that man his money."
Right? The good news is that the Brewers did avoid arbitration with 5 other players, including Trevor McGill, their new
Presumed closer,
yeah,
right.
and their new guy, Nestor Cortez, who they got in the Devin Williams trade.
5:30 pregame show, 6 p.m. tip tonight here on WTMJ. Bucks and Magic in Orlando, and Minnesota at Wisconsin on the college hardwood. Golden Gophers 0-4 in the Big Ten. And Bucky trying to win 5 games in a row tonight. That game at 6 o'clock in Madison. Badger Sports Updates, sponsored by Siding Unlimited, siding, and a whole lot more.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Happy New Year means a lot of rough days ahead for those who suffer from seasonal affective disorder. Plenty of gray, frigid days on the horizon where we all just want to be snugly and warm at home. And Pella can make your home as beautiful on the outside as it is comfortable on the inside. Celebrate the new year with 0% interest for up to 3 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. But hurry up, you only have until January 31st, so visit PellaWI.com today. Certain restrictions do apply.
In 1964, we were making strides towards space travel.
Mary Poppins was the #1 movie in theaters.
And the Beatles were taking America by storm.
Which was long before I was born.
Facts. 1964 is also the year it all started for Richland's Tire and Service Centers. 60 years of continuous growth and more happy customers than you can shake a stick at.
Okay, the streamers are a bit overkill. It's just us in the studio.
All right. But it's important to know accomplishments like these aren't possible without a dedicated team. So hats off to them and our founder, my dad, Dick Mitchke, for understanding the importance of customer focus.
Facts. There's no 60 years of anything without you, the customer, which is why our focus will remain on you and only you for years to come.
Thank you from all of us here at Richland's Tire and Service Centers.
Richland's Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richland's.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Checking in with Debbie here at 7:51.
Okay, we still have an accident on southbound 43 right about at Daphne. This is right near Nicolay. The left shoulder is blocked now. We got a few squads with this one, so just be careful if you're heading through there. Otherwise, eastbound 94 slowing down from about 70th Street all the way to 35th. Westbound heavy from 27th to Mitchell Boulevard. Northbound 4394 got a heavy pocket from just south of Morgan, or Holt Avenue, I should say, and up past the KK River crossing. Southbound side is just a little bit tight coming off of the high-rise bridge. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Light snow starting to roll into the area, making its way into Waukesha County, northern Milwaukee County, into those stretches there. This is that same snow that caused a little bit of slippery issues in the Madison area earlier this morning. Today we had that light snow freezing drizzle early on, maybe a half inch, high of 30. Tonight, partly cloudy, low of 18. Saturday, 28 and sunny. Sunday, snow possible, maybe even an inch or two, depending on where you're at. A high on Sunday of 33. Your forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition.
Idea Man.
The expectations can be a big burden, and we've seen that when we've been the 1 seed and kind of the prohibitive favorite.
Innovative.
Now you're going to be at best 6, and everything's going to have to be on the road, and there's something freeing about that.
And Packers Hall of Famer.
But I still think this team has the talent and can get things done and can find a way to beat anybody one time.
It's time for Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services.
Mark Tauscher on Wisconsin's Morning News is sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and by Kohler Services. Tausch, got to ask you about your boy. Jason Wilde made our defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley's day. In the media auditorium at 1265 Lombardi, Hafley most recently was the head coach at Boston College. He walks into the auditorium, and ESPN's Jason Wilde is in there wearing a Boston College sweatshirt.
That is really cool. You know what? You just made my day. So thank you for that. You're a good man. I appreciate it.
How about that, Tausch?
That's part of Jason's charm. And, Jason obviously is a great reporter and has been doing it for a long time. And what he is really good at, he doesn't do this with me, which, I host with him every morning for the last 9 years. He makes people really comfortable and tries to get them to like him because he realizes that helps him with his job. So that was another great example. And plus, that's just it wasn't like he was doing something inauthentic. I don't know how many shows we've done, but there's some type of college sweatshirt, T-shirt, hoodie of some sort. And I think he, knowing that Hafley was going to be up on the podium, was going to be, trying to get some info about this week's game plan. And he figured, if I rock the Boston College, that will get Jeff Hafley nice and relaxed, and then he'll maybe give us more info.
Brilliant.
So kudos to Wilde. Very big, very, very well done by him.
To that point, Hafley's next thing is like, all right, go ahead and ask me about the last play. He's like, all right, go ahead, guys.
There you go.
I know that's where
you
want to
get into it. You want to get into it with bad plays. You want us to just tell you the whole game plan as far as how we're going to stop Jalen Hurts, everything else. Jason, since you rock the Boston College Eagles sweatshirt, we'll do that.
All right, Tausch. So Vince always makes fun of me for making that one bold prediction.
Eric, bold predictions, Bill Stead.
Which, by the way,
you almost hit too. Very close.
Technically, I think if the X-Man gets 2 interceptions on Sunday,
we'll count it.
You count it? Okay.
Yeah.
But speaking of Wilde and Tausch, on your program on ESPN Wisconsin on Thursday, you made a bold prediction. I'm going to play it here.
Oh, boy. Whoever wins this weekend is going to the Super Bowl.
Whoever wins this weekend is going to the Super Bowl, says Mark Tauscher. So Eagles then going to the Super Bowl? Is that what...
Well, we will find out. We do a big headlines thing. So here is my thought process. And Jason rolled his eyes and have been called a homer. I'm not saying Green Bay is going to win this weekend, but what I am going to say is Philadelphia is a good football team. They're the number 2 seed. If you can go in and beat them, is there anybody that locker room would be so fired up to go up to Detroit? And we've played them close. We obviously, last time we played them, tight football game. I love that matchup if that's what it is. And then, so I just believe whoever wins this game this weekend is going to use that momentum and is going to find a way to beat Detroit. And I think it's going to be one of those 3 teams. And so much so that if Green Bay can find a way to do it this weekend, am I crazy to think that they can't go beat Detroit? And once you do that, Katie, bar the door.
Yep.
That was my point.
Would that be some kind of story? You go on and rip through Philadelphia, Detroit, and Minnesota, the only teams that you lost to all season, well, but for the Bears.
It would be the exact it's what sports is all about. It would tell the story so much better than any drama or written script because these guys have been told all year, you can't beat these guys, you can't beat these guys. Well, when the money's been on the table, you can. Now, whether or not that is a fairy tale. That's how you win a championship, and there's no doubt this would be the hardest road possible, but a lot of times that's the most rewarding when you can pull that off. So, again, you're coming in, you're not with a ton of momentum, but the beautiful part about this is in a playoff format, you can grab momentum, and it gets super hot real quick, and that's where this weekend, who knows what's going to happen. It's obviously going to be a huge test. But if you find a way to beat a team that has already beaten you, that will springboard you forward with that momentum. And then who knows what can happen.
And now typically we ask you straight up, how you feeling about the game?
Torn. I'm torn. I'm still struggling because Green Bay is not their offensive passing game. I think defensively, I think this is going to be a lower scoring game than most people think. I don't love the way our offense is kind of playing, passing the football. So I think it is going to be a slug, and I have I don't know yet, boys. I'm still at coin toss. I'm still up in a coin toss situation. I think you have to favor Philly if you're going to just look at things realistically. They're fresh, they're rested, but there's something about Jalen Hurts not playing for 3 weeks and Jeff Hafley's ability to get turnovers that I like a lot.
I'm still trying to decide what my mood will be if we lose on Monday. Like, will I be like, nah, all right, on to next year, or will I be really upset?
I'm going to tell you this. It's not going to be any worse than it was on last Monday. When I got on you guys on Monday, I thought both your dogs got taken, and I don't know what else happened. It's like, boys, that was basically a preseason game. Let's relax, and by Friday, just like I thought, everybody's ideas and thoughts are a little bit more positive.
You're good for us, Tausch. Thanks, my friend.
Let's go.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Milwaukee-based Sagewind Development plans 215 high-end apartments in Kenosha. The project is part of a larger transformation of the former Dairyland Greyhound Park. Kohl's Corporation of Menominee Falls announces the closure of 27 of its stores nationwide. None of the closures are in the company's home state of Wisconsin. The action comes less than a week before Kohl's will welcome its new CEO, Ashley Buchanan, on January 15th. Harley-Davidson Incorporated gears up for an all-country headliner lineup this summer during its annual Homecoming Festival. This year's event at Veterans Park in Milwaukee will feature musicians Chris Stapleton and Hank Williams Jr. I'm Linda Spice for MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
Fingers come in different sizes.
It's one of the first things you learn as a jeweler.
And a ring can only be sized up or down a little bit.
Which means it's a really good thing to know your ring size.
And it's an even better thing to know their ring size.
This is why we're announcing
the Ring Size Registry at Kessler's.
We're doing it as a public service. It's completely free.
Free. Isn't that a great price?
Here's how it works.
Just drop into any Kessler's Diamonds location and tell one of the owners that you'd like to know your ring size.
Kessler's is an employee-owned company, so whoever greets you at the door is an owner.
They'll determine your ring sizes and add them to our Ring Size Registry.
Then, when someone wants to know your ring size...
Because, maybe they want to surprise you.
All they have to do is call or stop into Kessler's.
Surprises can be fun, don't you think?
We're happy to do this for you, even if you don't buy a ring from us.
But after you take a look around, we think you probably will. Visit KesslersDiamonds.com for a location near you and register your ring sizes today.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for Tri-County Contracting. Perhaps you're a homeowner and your spouse is asking you right now, like, boy, is it time for that new roof? And you're like, boy, I don't have any idea how much something like that costs. Well, it's pretty easy to find out. Go to TriCountyContractingWI.com. Click on the Instant Roof Quote button. They got it right there on the page. Put in your address, put in your number, and you'll get the instant quote. There you go. Now you know what you can budget for, and then you can call them up and get them over to the house and talk through it. Tri-County Contracting. TriCountyContractingWI.com is the website. Worry-free windows, siding, and windows. It's TriCountyContractingWI.com.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is this weekend only inside the arena at the Waukesha County Fairgrounds. Millions of inventory must be sold. Prices are slashed up to 60% off retail, so save thousands. Save big on new hot tubs, spas, and saunas. Also cold tubs. Plus, see the Michael Phelps Signature Swim Spas by Master Spas.
Hi, I'm Michael Phelps. Join the swimming revolution.
The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show this weekend only inside the arena at the Waukesha County Fairgrounds. Visit 800spasale.com.
Shop the January New Year's sale on better quality furniture and mattresses at Ken Michaels Furniture.
Trusted, relevant, locally owned, locally programmed. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
Just after 8 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Friday, January 10th, our top story, virtually appearing for the sentencing.
I'm Eric Bilstead. Back to class at Abundant Life Christian.
I'm Debbie Loziga. Southbound on 43 still has this accident on the left shoulder at Daphne. This is right near Nicolay. And then we've got more delays south of Capitol Drive heading down towards North Avenue. Northbound is backed up around North Avenue as well. Westbound 94 heavy from 35th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound slowing down just through the stadium interchange. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Light snow moving through southeast Wisconsin this morning. Maybe half an inch of accumulation. Flurries this afternoon with a high of 30 degrees. Partly cloudy tonight. Low down to 18. Right now, Milwaukee is at 24. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, President-elect Trump due to be sentenced by a New York judge who oversaw his hush money case. Trump scheduled to appear. He is expected to do so virtually. Judge expected to simply end the case with a conviction on Trump's record, but without imposing a sentence or jail time. ABC's Stephen Portnoy.
In a brief order, the court made 2 points. Trump can still pursue his claim that the trial judge wrongly skirted issues of presidential immunity after he's sentenced on appeal. The court also said whatever Trump's duties might be as president-elect, sentencing today would pose a relatively insubstantial burden, given the judge's intent to basically give Trump a slap on the wrist. But on all of this, the court was seemingly split 5-4, with Trump appointee Amy Coney Barrett and Chief Justice John Roberts siding with the court's 3 liberals.
Supreme Court rejecting Trump's last-minute attempt to stave off today's proceedings.
In Madison,
as we face the return to school, our students will be back in the building. It will feel different. It will look different. It is different.
Abundant Life Christian School Principal Doug Butler as students return to the building today. The first time since the deadly shooting in December. It killed 3, including the shooter. 6 were injured, 2 students still recovering at the hospital. Butler reminding students that new security measures are in place and that staff have been trained to provide trauma-informed care.
And police in Madison revealing more details about their investigation into the shooting. Chief Sean Barnes of the Madison Police Department outlining what they're reviewing to determine motive.
The suspect was very active online and on social media. We're currently looking at her online activity to better understand why this attack happened.
Chief Barnes confirming 21 shell casings and 2 guns found in the investigation, but that the 15-year-old Natalie Samantha Rumpnow used only one of the guns in the December shooting.
Firefighters in Los Angeles are desperately trying to fight the wildfires crippling the city as expected high winds threaten to undo the process again later today. ABC's Kane Whitworth is in Altadena.
The Palisades fire growing. Early estimates of more than 5,000 structures destroyed, burning nearly 20,000 acres with just 6% containment. Amid the fight, a civilian drone colliding with a super scooper, damaging the wing, grounding the vital resource. A possible federal crime being investigated by the FAA.
At least 10 people have died from the wildfires.
Kohl's is closing more than 24 stores this year. The Menomonee Falls-based company making the announcement Thursday, less than a week before. Kohl's Corporation welcomes the new CEO, Ashley Buchanan. 27 underperforming locations set to close by April. None of them are in Wisconsin. Comes as Kohl's stock price has fallen about 51% just in the last year.
Coming up, is your car a rodent restaurant?
Oh, please listen anyway. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time, 8:06.
News is sponsored by BBC Lighting. Thousands of specialty light fixtures open Monday through Saturday.
Hi, folks. This is Hank Albert, owner of BBC Lighting. With colder weather in the forecast and no festivals to attend, our showroom is a year-round festival the whole family will enjoy. Read our reviews. Our store has it all, including the finest lighting and ceiling fans available, such as Visual Comfort, Hubbardton, Tech, and hundreds more at unbeatable prices. I guarantee it. If it's repairs or lampshades you need, we have all that too. There's also unique sports and historical items, neon lights, slot machines, and much more for sale. You'll find fun for the kids and our famous free popcorn. BBC is open Monday through Saturday and located at 20th and St. Paul Avenue near Potawatomi Casino. Stay safe and healthy, my friends.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
SemperFiRoofing.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:07.
Planning a memorial for the victim of a gruesome murder in Milwaukee.
A resolution would create a memorial for Sade Robinson at Wernimont Park in Cudahy. That's where the 19-year-old college student's severed leg was found in April, before additional remains and Robinson's burnt-out car were discovered in the days and weeks to come. The price tag for the memorial is $7,000. If the Milwaukee County Board of Supervisors approves it, the Parks Department will work with the Milwaukee Parks Foundation, Robinson's family, and community leaders to design it. The accused killer, 33-year-old Maxwell Anderson, is awaiting trial in May. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Winter in Wisconsin, and while most of us layer up to stay warm, for some, the cold can trigger an unusual condition.
Cold urticaria.
Dr. Ben Weston is from the Medical College of Wisconsin.
It's where a person experiences an actual allergic reaction to cold temperatures.
But it's not limited to outdoor conditions.
It can be hives or welts. Sometimes it can even be worse, like anaphylaxis in extreme cases. But it's in response to cold air, cold water, sometimes even with cold foods or cold drinks.
Dr. Weston recommends testing cold water or air on a small area of skin before full exposure. Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Cold weather gripping much of the nation. Critters who call the outdoors home are looking for someplace to keep warm. And under the hood of your car, that's one good spot. News Nation's Mike Colombo.
What's left of a rodent's short-circuiting snack might be delicious to a mouse, but it's debilitating for drivers. Rob Terranova owns West County Auto Body. He showed us one way rodents can set up shop inside your ride.
You can see where they're storing all the stuff. There's probably a nest inside of here. And then what they really like to do is they get underneath this wiring in here.
Terranova says frigid temperatures are the perfect recipe for a rodent restaurant.
The problem becoming an even bigger issue these days as automakers look to reduce waste by using more plant-based biodegradable materials in their vehicles. I would have put the Bug Man and Queen Bee on that one. Got them out to the house. I didn't think of hey, what can you do around my car?
Check the vehicles, please.
8:10 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
This report is sponsored by CertaPro Painters.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercier here. You business owner, I got a perfect way for you to freshen up your business. How about a fresh coat of paint? Call your neighborhood CertaPro painter. Ask about their color consultation services. I use CertaPro. They're the best. They're affordable. They're efficient. They do things the right way. Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated. Homeowners, this is a way to freshen up your house like we did. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. That's the guys I trust. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Here's to a Wisconsin winter you will always remember. To playing outdoors in a winter wonderland. Here's to cozying up around the fire and holding someone close. And to staying downtown, where the food scene makes your heart sing. And to celebrating moments frozen in time. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Plan your winter getaway at TravelWisconsin.com. Sponsored by Travel Wisconsin.
Slipping on the ice?
Ugh.
Someone else shoveling your driveway.
Ah.
Cold feet?
Ugh.
Toasty tootsies.
Ah.
Waking up to a cold house?
Ugh.
With no warm air coming from the register.
Ugh.
And discovering your antiquated furnace is DOA.
Ugh.
But now, this is you learning that Mr. Holland's Home Services can install a new, fully warranted, highly efficient comfort system.
Ah.
Better yet, you can enjoy consistent, cozy comfort with payments as low as $79 a month with approved credit.
Ah?
Because you deserve it.
Ah.
If your failing furnace is showing signs of old age, be proactive. Call Mr. Holland's Home Services to schedule the installation of your brand new, fully functional comfort system for a low monthly rate. And take your winter from
Ugh.
to 866-992-1717. Or visit MrHollandsHomeservices.com. Ready to put some thaw in your we can help.
At 11 minutes after 8, Debbie, how's the morning drive look? We got a little bit more snow in the area.
A little bit more snow, yeah, but at this point we're doing okay. The only issue we have is a leftover accident being worked on southbound 43 right about at Daphne, right near Nicolay, off on the left shoulder. Other than that, we're looking pretty good. I'm not really even seeing delays now all of a sudden, which is really kind of creepy. At the moment, everything's looking great along 41, maybe a little bit of a backup through from Holy Hill Road, heading down towards the county line, so that's something to keep in mind as well. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
That light snow into Sheboygan, Ozaukee, Washington, and Waukesha counties at the moment, moving to the east. Maybe a half an inch of accumulation total with a high of 30 degrees today. Some flurries this afternoon. Tonight's low down to 18. Mostly sunny on Saturday, high 28. Milwaukee right now at 24 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Eric Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
8:12 on this Friday morning. Two big stories out of the courts today, one directly, the other tangentially, involving President-elect Donald Trump.
Happening today on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Oral argument set to begin in less than an hour from now before the U.S. Supreme Court as Trump petitions the High Court to block an impending ban on the social media app TikTok. But happening even before that, the president-elect expected to appear, albeit virtually, in New York court this morning for sentencing in the hush money trial. We've got our eyes on both stories right now. CBS News legal analyst Thane Rosenbaum is in New York this morning. Morning, Thane.
Good morning, Vince. Good morning, Eric.
Is it your understanding that the president-elect will appear but will do so by video?
Yeah, he'll be there by video conference. I'm surprised he was doing that. I guess he would have been held in contempt. I'm not sure what would have happened at that point. But he will theoretically be there, present virtually, to listen to a 1-hour explanation for why he's being sentenced today.
So the judge, walk us through this. The judge will give his belief as to why he's sentencing whatever he sentences, and then the president-elect will get to address the court as well?
No, no. I mean, he might be, but I seriously doubt that'll happen.
Okay.
But he might be given ask an opportunity to speak. Remember, the jury has been dismissed a long time ago. He's not, because the judge is basically saying you're not getting sentenced to any jail time or probation, so you don't need to talk. The appellate court's ruling earlier this week, literally during our argument, the judge said, "What is the big deal here? There's no real punishment." So I think the New York courts are taking that position. That's not exactly how Donald Trump, for sure, would love to address the court if they'll give him leave to do that, to once again rail against the weaponization of the legal system on a crime that he would say was never a crime to begin with.
Thought it was interesting, and we're talking with CBS News legal analyst Thane Rosenbaum. He's in New York this morning. That the president-elect did acknowledge yesterday. He said he read the Supreme Court opinion that allowed this sentencing to continue today, and he felt it was a fair opinion. He, of course, then couched that by saying because they called for an appeal. I don't know that that's what they were calling for. They granted that the appeals process is going to play out. Nonetheless, president-elect did say, I agree with the High Court on this one.
Well, that's because nothing really was being asked for today. It was an emergency petition to put a stay. To just say, put this thing on ice. Let's give this some more time. Let me get into the White House first, right? So all of these appeals, emergency appeals, both in state and in Supreme Court, we're simply asking for emergency relief, not asking to challenge the verdict or to overturn the verdict, simply to say, put a pause. I don't want to. I'm going to be inaugurated in the next 10 days, and this is a tremendous distraction. It has national security implications. My mind should not be on this. Let's let this hold on for a while. So my guess is what Donald Trump. One of the reasons he was so conciliatory is because he's saying, believe me, an appeal is coming before you guys again, and on that time, I believe I will get more than 5 votes. But at this point, for the purposes of an emergency appeal, this is just protecting me from having this blot on my record. Now it shows, as of today at 11 p.m., after the hearing, that he is a convicted felon, and he was trying to avoid that. But he can get it overturned, and I'm sure he'll try.
What do we expect to hear? Will we see or hear from inside the courtroom at all?
No, I don't. I doubt it. I don't think we will. I think there's going to be a lot of activity out right now in New York about that. No, it's just really, I don't even know why it's being scheduled for an hour, because the judge is simply going to, the attorneys may address the court, but the arguments have already been made many times why, the judge's position is New York State spent millions of dollars on this case. A jury was impaneled and deliberated, and we don't waste the jury's time. We respect the service. We always say, thank you for your service. and this is not a good way to thank you for your service if you went all the way. You're the only case against Donald Trump that went all the way to verdict, and we're going to honor it by executing on it and making sure that it is recorded.
CBS News legal analyst Thane Rosenbaum joining us on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Thane, you mentioned the president-elect's conciliatory tone with the U.S. Supreme Court. Another reason might be also is he's got business before the high court today. He is championing this cause to try to delay the ban that's set to take in effect in the social media app TikTok. Oral arguments set to begin inside the hour.
Yeah, but remember, this case was brought by the Biden administration's, Justice Department. So it is true that he has taken a very different position. I don't know if they're going to delay this because there's no reason for them to delay it. Today is supposed to be oral argument on the merits itself, on whether or not TikTok enjoys a First Amendment right like a newspaper would. And the people who are on the platform, the 170 million, they have a First Amendment right to speak on this platform versus the government's position, which is, I'm sure, not Donald Trump's not agreeing with this. I'm not sure his Justice Department would give him different advice. But the argument is this presents a national security risk. And usually, as very permissive as we are on the First Amendment in this country, generally trumps all other rules. National security is the one thing from the Patriot Act on that we've seen. If the executive branch makes a national security argument, the Supreme Court takes a long look at that. And it's very possible that they could conclude, yes, there may be First Amendment rights here, but they are completely overridden by the fact that a communist Chinese country, a country that is our biggest adversary now, has control over the data that is harvested by the 170 million people that use it, and can be used as a source of misinformation. And we're not going to stand in the way of the executive branch when they tell us this presents a national security risk.
The ban is set to go into effect on January 19th. How quickly will we hear from the court?
Next week. They took this case again, under expedited procedures because they recognized the appeal said on the 20th, either be sold or shut down TikTok, selling yourself, to another buyer in the number of months that they were given would have been impossible. And shutting down to them just seems unimaginable. How could you just shut us down? Which is why Trump as well said, look, maybe we should just slow this down a little and see if we can think about, because again, we have a clock that's ticking because the rule at this point on the 20th, they have to be out of business or they have to be owned by not a Chinese government.
CBS News legal analyst Thane Rosenbaum on with us this morning. Hey, Thane, I guess I don't know, but I have to assume the high court doesn't much care to do business this way. These emergency things, these hurry up, we need you to intervene on this right now. Like, it's usually quite a process to get before the high court with anything, sometimes for years. And I can't remember in recent memory the number of times the high court now has been asked to hurry up, we need you right now on this.
Yeah, well, that's happened last several terms, not just this term. It's happened. The good news about that is that they don't have to issue rulings. There's no oral argument. They're not on the hook in any way personally. We don't even exactly know where their votes go on emergency. So, for instance, the emergency appeal for Donald Trump to not be sentenced today was he needed 5 votes. He didn't have 5 votes. It was 5-4 going the other direction. They didn't issue an opinion. They just simply said, we're not going to issue a stay, and Donald Trump will, in fact, be sentenced today. So there is, they call that the shadow docket, right? That means a lot of big business gets done on the court, but without all the, protocol, right? Without the oral arguments, without the time, the briefing schedule. And so you're right, it's more recent, but it's happening a lot. A lot of it had to do with Donald Trump's, cases against him. But we've seen this before under these emergency rulings. But remember, as I said before, they're emergency rulings. They're usually there for a stay. We did that. Remember, it was the abortion pill in Texas had one of those rulings. So we've seen that. You're right. You're right to observe that we've seen it again. But eventually, the court did actually hear arguments on that. So it's not a final ruling. It's an initial ruling to just put a temporary pause. But usually when that happens, that means that they're prepared to accept the appeal itself. By the way, the Supreme Court was asked earlier about delaying the TikTok case. They eventually just decided instead to just hear it. on an expedited basis. And that's what we're hearing today.
CBS News legal analyst Thane Rosenbaum. Thank you, sir. Always appreciate your perspective.
Anytime for you guys. Thank you.
822, Wisconsin's Morning News. Checking in with Debbie here on the roads.
Okay, well, delays are pretty much minimal. We do have one crash westbound 94 right about at 70th Street off on the right shoulder. So a little bit of a delay right there from Hawley Road to 70th. Other than that, we're looking pretty good. Couple of broken down vehicles here and there, and we have that snow coming down as well. It might be causing some problems either on the road or with visibility. So that's something to keep in mind. Otherwise, we're looking good. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Ah, Orlando, the most magical place on earth.
I'm going to Disney World!
And frankly, we agree.
Mickey Mouse!
Because the only world where you beat us is in a fairy tale. The Bucks waltz down to Orlando to take on the Magic.
Sends to Giannis down the lane. Look out! A thunderous two-hand slam from the Greek freak.
Our Bucks Radio Game Day coverage starts tonight at 5:30. We are the home of the Bucks. WTMJ.
Great story here about my friends at Johnson & Sons Paving. Buddy of mine here texted and said he's on the board at his church and they need to redo the parking lot. So I get him in touch with Jeff Johnson. And Jeff was out there the next day, ready to draw up his analysis, what needs to be done, budget and pricing specs. He copied me on the email, and I know Jeff, so he surprised my friend even by telling him, yeah, I already went by. I went out there, I had a look, I've got some thoughts for you, and we can get together. Just a great commitment to service. Even if you're not sure it's time or how much it'll cost, you tell them Vinny told you to call, and you get the Johnson & Sons team out to your property, residential or commercial. You get a no-obligation quote. At least you know what you're dealing with, and you can get on the schedule for early next year if you decide to move forward with the project. Asphalt and concrete, plenty of Johnsons over there, no subcontractors. JohnsonandSonsPaving.com.
Save big money now during Menards Bag Sale. All prices after 15% Bag Sale discount. Pick up a 6-pack of LED light bulbs for just $2.97. Get a wood or fiberglass claw hammer for only $2.29 each. 52-ounce bottles of Ajax dish soap, just $2.97. And 12 packs of Shasta soda in assorted flavors are only $4.19. Don't miss out on Menards Bag Sale happening now. Good through January 12th. See store for complete details.
Save big money at Menards.
This change has leveled us up while being able to maintain the same quality of service that we've always provided, with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission. We're proud to be part of the Century 21 family, so you can move fearlessly with the added confidence of top-of-the-line marketing for maximum home exposure. And that means more eyeballs and the real potential for the highest price for your home. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. First off, our 1.9% commission structure helps get their foot in the door, and that's why agents like working here. But what they really like is having the strongest marketing tools available, with the resources to help them sell homes at the highest prices to satisfy their clients. Century 21 Benefit Realty offers what agents like most, and that's to help them be successful. If you really want to believe in the business model that you're representing, give me a call. I'm Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty. Call me, and let's talk about your future. Each office is independently owned and operated.
No matter how many people are in your family, buying new jackets for the cold weather months can be expensive. But when you shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, prices on cold weather jackets will give you a sigh of relief because thrift store prices mean great deals. And right now we have a great selection. Find great deals on cold weather jackets for the family at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Get started with your no-hassle refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com.
A lot quieter today in Plains, Georgia. This after a busy couple of weeks that ultimately came to an end on Thursday with the laying to rest of former President Jimmy Carter. Of course, he spent his life living in Plains, Georgia, along with his wife. It was interesting. You know, you hear so much at these big state funerals oftentimes. The dignitaries that speak, we heard from, of course, the president eulogize Jimmy Carter. We heard from Walter Mondale's son, who read a eulogy that Walter Mondale wrote before he passed away. Same with Gerald Ford. His son read a eulogy that Ford had written about Carter before Ford passed away. And then you hear just from a grandson talking about his grandpa.
They spent 4 years in the governor's mansion and 4 years at the White House, but the other 92 years they spent at home in Plains, Georgia.
Yeah, that's Jason Carter there talking about his grandfather, former President Jimmy Carter. He eulogized him before all of these dignitaries in the National Cathedral talking about his grandpa.
This cat's a good storyteller.
Yeah.
Really did a nice job.
And it's funny, he's like, yeah, you drive past, their home, Grandma and Grandpa's home, and it looks like they built it. Like it's just this tiny little house. And once you get inside,
you'd walk in the house and it was like thousands of other grandparents' house all across the South. Fishing trophies on the walls. The refrigerator, of course, was papered with pictures of grandchildren and then great-grandchildren. Their main phone, of course, had a cord and was stuck to the wall in the kitchen, like a museum piece. And demonstrating their Depression-era roots, they had a little rack next to the sink where they would hang Ziploc bags to dry.
Of course,
that
right?
bag's good yet. Wash that out.
Can still use that.
It's good yet.
Jason went on to explain that, hey, you know what? Even though he's teasing his grandparents, they did move into the times and had a mobile phone.
And demonstrating that they changed with the times, eventually he did get a cell phone, and one time he called me sort of early on in that process. And on my phone it said, Papa Mobile. So I answered it, of course. I said, hey, Papa. He said, who's this? I said, this is Jason. He said, what are you doing? I said, I'm not doing anything. You called me. He said, I didn't call you. I'm taking a picture.
You can just see it, right?
Yes.
Oh, wait. I'm talking to somebody?
Right.
So now that has the remnants of the passing of the former president, the 39th president of the United States, is our flags will remain at half staff. They fly that way for 30 days before being returned to full. So after a busy week, I'm sure things are going to settle down for the Carter family.
They were small-town people who never forgot who they were and where they were from, no matter what happened in their lives. But I recognize that we are not here because he was just a regular guy.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick. And it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors. Use as directed. Vapo Stick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max use for adults only.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
If you have the January blues, brighten up your weekend with a great fish fry tonight at the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club. WTMJ's John Merck here. I love the Fox and Hounds, and that cod fish fry is all you care to eat. All other dinners are buy one, get one free, including the pan-fried walleye and steak and lobster. Desserts, and I love the desserts, and huge ice cream drinks are buy one, get one free. Was just in the Fox and Hounds with my family. They absolutely loved it. Sip on an old-fashioned, a Manhattan. Choose from one of the bourbons or 100 fine wines. The Fox and Hounds, right in the heart of the Kettle Moraine Forest. It is a one-of-a-kind gem. The holiday decorations are still up. Thousands of lights, the Christmas characters. It's so much fun. And those 7 wood-burning fireplaces will keep you warm on a cold January night. Saturday, buy one prime rib dinner. Get one free. I recommend the Sunday brunch. Top Choice Award winner for Best Sunday Brunch. Kids and grandkids under 3 eat for free. Just off Highway 167 near the Holy Hill Shrine. Enjoy your free dinner this weekend. It's the Fox and Hounds.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
SemperFiRoofing.com.
Traffic is brought to you by Rejuvenix, your non-surgical joint therapy experts.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenix.com to request your appointment.
At 8:32, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Friday, January 10th, our top story. New security for students returning today to Abundant Life Christian School.
I'm Eric Bilstead. A former president's lasting impact in Milwaukee.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, and on westbound 94, right about at 70th Street, we have an accident off on the right shoulder, so something to keep in mind. The roads are getting a little bit wet with that snow coming down, so you want to be extra careful. We do have a few broken down vehicles here and there, but nothing really else to slow you down. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast for today, a high of 30 degrees. We do have some light snow moving through this morning. Appears largely to be dissipating. Getting a lot up in Ozaukee and Sheboygan counties right now, a little bit into Washington County, Waukesha as well. Today's high 30 degrees, low down to 18 tonight. So right now at 25 from the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Students return to class at Abundant Life Christian School in Madison. The principal there is Doug Butler. He's talking about changes here that students will experience.
There are security changes, both seen and unseen. We have also been trained to offer trauma-informed care to our students and to recognize trauma in ourselves.
At school where 3 people died in a shooting in December, including the student shooter, 6 others injured. 2 students remain in the hospital, although their conditions have been improving.
More details from the scene of that shooting. Police Chief Sean Barnes in Madison confirming that 21 shell casings and 2 guns were found in the investigation. But as we know, the shooter, Natalie Samantha Ruppnow, only used 1 gun. They're still determining where they were purchased. Chief Barnes outlines what police are reviewing to determine the motive.
The suspect was very active online and on social media. We're currently looking at her online activity to better understand why this attack happened.
Again, 2 people were killed in that shooting, a 14-year-old Ruby Vergara and a teacher, Aaron West. 6 others injured and 2 students who remain in the hospital. Their conditions now have been upgraded to fair.
They got their guy, 47-year-old Virgil Thute, now in custody, arrested without incident in the city of Elroy. This is the guy who is accused of murder in central Wisconsin. Police say they got a call of a suspicious individual, later identified as Thute. Faces 3 counts of first-degree intentional homicide in the deaths of his 33-year-old girlfriend and 2 girls ages 12 and 13. That happened in a home in New Lisbon at the end of the year.
Busy day for TikTok today as the social media giant challenges a looming ban brought forward by President Biden and Congress. ABC's Andrew Dimbert.
Judgment day for TikTok, with arguments at the Supreme Court today over the fate of the app. The social media platform, used by an estimated 100 million Americans, is set to be banned in the U.S. beginning January 19th. The company says 7 million American businesses use it. President Trump made saving TikTok a campaign promise. He wants the Supreme Court to delay the ban until he takes office.
There has been bipartisan support for the ban, which goes into effect January 19th.
As we just talked about, former President Jimmy Carter laid to rest Thursday in his hometown of Plains, Georgia, following a day of pomp and ceremony in Washington. Back in 1989, the Carter Work Project was the most ambitious build in Milwaukee for our city's Habitat for Humanity chapter.
Jimmy Carter Work Week was very important to Milwaukee.
President Jimmy Carter and more than 1,000 volunteers built 6 homes in Milwaukee in just 5 days. Cheryl Hayes was part of that team. In fact, one of the houses was for her.
It was real funny. We was having an issue with the bedroom window, and I was saying, this is a catastrophe. We got to call the president in there. And when I turned around and looked, it was the president working on the window.
That build with Carter changed Hayes' life. It was the first time she had a place of her own that she could be proud of. Jessica Tai, WTMJ News.
Time for news about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Remember, markets were closed for trading on Thursday. Off the opening bell, the Dow is down, falling 260 points to 42,376. S&P 500 dropping as well. It's at 58.75. That's down 43 points. And the NASDAQ down a little over 200 to 19,277. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Folks, this is Hank Albert, owner of BBC Lighting. With colder weather in the forecast and no festivals to attend, our showroom is a year-round festival the whole family will enjoy. Read our reviews. Our store has it all, including the finest lighting and ceiling fans available. such as visual comfort, Hubbardton, tech, and hundreds more at unbeatable prices. I guarantee it. If it's repairs or lampshades you need, we have all that too. There's also unique sports and historical items, neon lights, slot machines, and much more for sale. You'll find fun for the kids and our famous free popcorn. BBC is open Monday through Saturday and located at 20th and St. Paul Avenue near Potawatomi Casino. Stay safe and healthy, my friends.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
.39 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
We expect this thing to begin now? Is this an 8:30 our time
Is an
start?
8:30 start.
Talking about the sentencing for President-elect Donald Trump in the New York hush money trial. The former president is expected to appear, former president and future president, expected to appear virtually. So he's not going to be in court physically in New York, but there is an expectation that he will join online via video as the judge in this case, Juan Mershon, reads his sentence.
So that is confirmed that the president-elect is appearing from Florida via video, Zoom, if you will. The judge is on the bench, and right now they're kind of going through some of the proceedings before the sentencing would be unveiled, if there is even a sentencing to be had.
It's unclear as well. You saw at least one report that there would be audio.
Yeah, that there's a possibility of maybe audio being, and that's not normal. You know, every court is different in every state.
And heretofore, we've not had video or audio from inside the courtroom for this entire proceeding. Everything's happened as far as our eyes are concerned in that hallway that's just outside the courtroom there in Manhattan, which, again, the cameras are trained there on that spot.
Report from CNN earlier, about a couple of minutes ago, President-elect Donald Trump and his attorney are smiling as they wait for the sentencing hearing to begin, as they were, just sitting in front of the camera there in Florida.
In terms of whether or not the president will address the court, that's another interesting thing. We talked earlier with CBS News legal analyst Thane Rosenbaum. He doesn't think that the president-elect will have the opportunity to do that. Typically, at a sentencing, right, the person being sentenced is allowed to make some sort of statement to the judge. Sometimes it's someone who is terribly contrite, saying, I own this, I throw myself on the mercy of the court. Sometimes that person is defiant, whatever, but the person being sentenced gets to make a statement. Rosenbaum's point was, if there's not really a punishment, which the judge has signaled he's not going to sentence to jail time, might not even be a fine, this sort of just gets completed without any actual punishment, that the president-elect might not be invited to address the court.
Yeah, so we'll see. Either way, it could happen, but the hearing itself shouldn't take terribly long. Should go through the process and be done here before 9:30 at the latest. I think they scheduled an hour for it.
What would take an hour, right? I mean, I guess unless Judge Mershon has a lot to say, and he may, if he's not going to sentence the president-elect to jail time, if he's not going to give him a fine, if there aren't going to be these strict penalties, the penalty might be he has to sit there and listen to this judge rip him for an hour.
Right. So it looks like he's been passing out the probation report. The attorneys are looking at that. They're hearing from the prosecutor now, who is standing up and maybe going through procedures. This according to CNN's live reporting on this. They have people in there. All the networks have someone in the courtroom, I should say.
So we're still waiting on this proceeding to begin. We'll keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, at the top of the hour, 9 o'clock, we've been talking about the TikTok ban, which is expected to have oral arguments before the U.S. Supreme Court. We wouldn't expect an opinion to be issued necessarily today, but in short order, because that ban is expected to take effect on January 19th.
In just a couple of days.
Lots happening at 8:42 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Debbie, meanwhile, are we doing okay on the morning drive?
Yeah, for the most part. At least I'm not seeing really any delays. However, there is some snow coming down, so you might find visibility not being all that great. A couple broken down vehicles here and there, but they are out of traffic. We do also have this crash westbound 94 at 70th Street, out of traffic on the right shoulder, but overall we're looking actually pretty good. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. If you're looking for a way to transform your garage, basement, patio, or commercial concrete floors, Spartan Coatings will get it done for you. They're doing the work in my garage. It was kind of scaly. It wasn't looking great. Now it's on the way to being fantastic. It is high-quality coatings, and it's stylish. It's Spartan Coatings. Let them take care of you. And right now, great special going on, $300 off your next project. $300 if you book today. The teams I trust are at Spartan. Strength meets style. That's Spartan Strong. It's Spartan Coatings.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
If you need a place for new home interior ideas, then you have to come talk to us. Our on-staff decorators know furniture, home decor, and a lot more. And they're not only creative, but also very willing to help you make great choices. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating taste come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee. Stop in often, because our inventory changes daily.
Design Exchange.
Previously, it has been gently loved. But here, you'll only find very well-conditioned premium home decor items that you likely won't find elsewhere. Distinctive furniture, unique antiques, and original art, and other tasteful home decor at a value. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating taste come to find premium home decor on consignment at 25 to 40% off retail prices in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend inside the arena at the Waukesha County Fairgrounds. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, cold tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only inside the arena at the Waukesha County Fairgrounds.
Sensing a great deal of optimism about this weekend. Packers and Eagles in Philadelphia on Sunday.
Can't wait till Monday when you're like, I told you.
Yeah, I told you
they'd win.
You know, I secretly felt real good about this one. Yeah. I don't know what to make of it. If we come out and win, I would not be shocked. I see a path for that. You see flashes of it in the Packers' performance. They haven't put together that complete game, so to speak, against a really quality team, but it's there. Albeit unlikely, in my opinion. So that's my status as a fan. I don't know how I'm going to feel. I said to Tausch, I don't know how I'm going to feel on Monday if we lose. I think I'm going to be like, yep.
And I don't know. You were. Should I read the text you sent me last week after the Bears game? Holy cow!
Yes, you should.
I'm done with this team. I thought your
not.
father Joe texted me.
I didn't say I was done.
Oh,
I did.
I'll read it to you verbatim. I think it was something to the effect of. Oh, hold on. It's going to take me a minute to find it, but you were clearly a little upset.
Because shouldn't have lost that game in every different way.
All right, here we go.
And then even at the end, we were going to win, and then we didn't. That's why. Because they dragged me along like a cat playing with its food.
Seriously, I have no interest in watching this team again this season. None.
I wrote
in
that.
all caps. That's what you texted me. And I was like, okay, well, they do play next week. They are playing Sunday, and you are going to watch every minute.
I changed my mind on that. I think I'm going to watch the game on Sunday. Woo! All right. As for Philadelphia, I wanted to share. I've been to Lincoln Financial Field a couple of times where the Eagles play. One of those visits was 4th and 26.
Now trying to stop a 4th and 26 and in essence take over. Plenty of time. Down the middle, it's Mitchell. Where will they spot him? They're going to get forward progress and a first down.
I am so surprised at that coverage. They play a cover 2, which leaves it wide open down the middle for the second time in a row.
The second time in a row. I love Collinsworth on that.
What prompts you to play that?
Just because this is what we do. This is our process. Just keep picking at that scab.
Okay.
You want to talk about whether or not American Family Field should be downtown? Or pick that scab? Like, we still do that. They should have built that downtown. Okay, right. Anyway, so that was devastating. Fox Sports on the call there some 20 years ago.
20 years ago.
Of course, that play allowed Philly to then go down, kick the game-tying field goal. Packers would lose in overtime to the Eagles. And it was over. It was done. I was packing my bags for Carolina. We were going to go into Charlotte. We're going to play the Panthers. And then we were going to go to the Super Bowl. It was all happening. And then it didn't. I'll tell you a little bit more about Philly fans in a second. I do want to tell you this. I'm going to make fun of some of my former TV colleagues here for a minute. The game's pretty much the same no matter where you go. So I was on TMJ4 for many years, and right here in Milwaukee, we're a medium-sized big city, right? For some reporters, and I respect it, because this is my home, I've decided that I wanted to stay here and do what we do. But for a lot of reporters, they want to get to the big city. You want to get to a top 10 marketer. You want to go network because they're big, right? And they do amazing stories, not small stories like we do.
Fans are now trying to scoop up tickets so they can see the Eagles take on the Green Bay Packers this Sunday afternoon at the Link. And Actions reporter Jessica Cortalia live in South Philly tonight with the details. Hi, Jessica.
Yeah, okay, there's their late low. Right?
That's conjecture.
With the quiet now, going to be crazy stand-up for you.
I mean, you don't know that for sure.
So then she puts together this full, what we call in the business a package, this tape piece where she does a bunch of interviews and there's her voice track in there. So what are the staples of the game preview package?
Oh, you're buying T-shirts.
Okay.
You're getting ready for the game at the local establishments.
Check.
What else is there? There's
tickets.
Trying to buy tickets.
Yes.
Yes.
Boy, are they going to cost a lot, do you think? Yeah, right. She did all of it in her stories, including, as you mentioned right off the top, merch guy.
Mitchell and Ness is stocked up and ready to keep fired up fans warm.
The big seller right now is our jackets, varsity jackets, satin jackets, all that heavyweight outerwear. It's definitely cold right now in Philly.
Yeah, how about that? They're selling coats in Philly.
Wow.
And they got
ready for the game.
These coats have an Eagles emblem on them. Wow. Right? They're Eagles specific for fans. They're available.
$179.
You can buy one. So, like I said, that's market 4, 5, 6, something like that.
5 or 6.
Biggest markets in the country. So there's Philly for you. I mentioned Philly fan. Lance Allen and I were out there covering 4th and 26 for the game on TMJ4 News. And my buddy Mark Waz, Mark,
he
was the photojournalist with us out there. I really liked talking to fans around Philadelphia. They're hard. They will test you. They'll poke at you. I did a story where I was walking around in a cheesehead just to see their reactions.
It's a phenomenal story, by the way.
And they'd get up in your business. What are you doing? What are you doing? But then you give it back to them a little bit. You play the dozens, as they call it. And then they were fun. They want to know about your team. They wanted, Stadium, different story. Even Philly folks will tell you, different kind of fan at the stadium themselves. I'm walking in with Packers fans and following them as they go in for 4th and 26, that playoff game in Philly.
For many Packer fans, just getting to the gates was like running the gauntlet.
You guys are going down, baby! You guys are going down! No Packers in our stadium! This is Philadelphia!
These fans from lacrosse had more than their feelings hurt.
We weren't provoking anybody. You can ask anybody around here. We weren't provoking anybody, and they just come to smash our window in, man. Packers suck. They're living up to their reputation.
Up in the faces of women, of children. Somebody knocked a cheesehead off a kid's head.
Now, what was it? Was it a late game? Was it a 3:30 game?
It was an afternoon start, 3:30, 4 o'clock.
Time to warm up for that one, I suppose.
Warm. The temperature was not warm. It was brutal cold a couple of days.
Even more reason why they may have been warmed up.
Yeah, so they were juiced, and they were pretty nasty. and tough to deal with there in
Adam
Philadelphia.
threw that up on the old live stream there. You can see you walking around the market there in Philly with your cheese head on.
They were fun, man. You know what we did? My plan with our photographer that day is I'm like, okay, I need you to just stand away from me. I don't want people to see a camera. And I'm going to put this cheese head on and walk around the South Philly market here. It's a famous outdoor market, right? It's a brutal cold day and people are outside, fruit vendors and whatnot.
Now, did you get ribbed or did you actually get people offended, like upset with you?
I think mostly it was good-natured.
That was a gutsy move, though, dude.
Yeah.
That's not South Philly's no joke.
It was no joke. But I think, like I said, Deb, you come in there, you have some confidence, you play the game with them, and they'll be all right.
Look at you.
The looks from people.
It's on the live stream right now. You can watch it on YouTube later if you want. You walking through.
I know some fans are going to be out there. So if you are heading out to the link to see this game, good luck to you.
Let's sing the song.
Fly, Eagles, fly, on the road to victory. D-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles! Yeah! Don't you forget it!
Don't you forget it, Deb.
Oh, boy.
I never will.
City of brotherly love right there.
Tough.
All right, here's what we got going on right now. We do have an accident westbound 94 at 70th Street. Now they've closed off the right lane to try and help clear this up. So, also, it looks like an ambulance is getting onto the scene, too. So this might be a little more serious than we originally thought. We've got delays coming out of the stadium interchange. Roads are wet, and, of course, the temperature's not cooperating, really. So things might be a little bit slick out there. So wherever you go, just make sure you take it easy, especially those bridges and overpasses, on and off ramps, stuff like that. Just got to be extra careful out there. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The Political Power Hour with Steve Scafidi.
The correct response from an elected official is to, 1, calm and reassure your community, and 2, understand that you are not driving the investigation. That's not a city, in my case, function. It's a law enforcement public safety function.
Hearing from political experts from across Wisconsin and beyond.
Don't throw your comments in that it's due to some illegal migrant, as they called them, causing havoc in New Orleans. That's just not the case.
Weekdays from 9 to 10 on WTMJ.
Got to tell you, it's 20 to 30 degrees warmer in my garage right now. Vince Vitrano for Lifetime Door Company. Tend to give the biggest door in your home the look, style, and function it demands. My wife and I, we shopped at Lifetime Door Company. It was mostly about appearance, right? We wanted a beautiful look for that biggest door of our house. But what I had not counted on is the tight seal on the bottom from the expert install, and then the insulation in this new Made in America Haas garage door. Winter is hard on your cars and whatever else you've got in the garage. You can protect those investments by keeping it above freezing in there, even when it's bitter cold outside. And your garage will stay cooler in the summer as well. You tell them Vinny sent you, and they'll knock 5% off your total purchase. Visit the showroom in Brookfield, 124th and Burleigh. Stop out at the home show this weekend at Wisconsin State Fair Park. They're going to be out there, or get started online now at lifetimedoor.net.
In a recent study, over 1/3 of millionaires predicted their ability to feel financially secure in retirement is going to take a miracle. At Annex Wealth Management, we believe a plan, not a miracle, will help increase your retirement confidence. Our team of experts gets to work using leading-edge technology to build comprehensive plans covering investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning. And Annex doesn't have products to push with hidden fees or commissions. There's too much of that already. Annex is a fee-only fiduciary. More planning, fewer miracles. Know the difference. AnnexWealth.com.
You wake up feeling like you just boxed 12 rounds. Some wake up sweating with sore jaws, headaches, and a lot of our patients complain of brain fog. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula, and these signs, often joined with snoring, are sleep apnea symptoms. And if this sounds like you may have been in a struggle last night between you and this serious disorder. Many people aren't willing to fight back. But the fact is, you can't go through these nightly struggles without ramifications.